Nigel the Nincompoop is stable.
Right. I like that name. Nigel the Nincompoop. You know, it's funny. He has accomplished more in the past session than a good bit of other characters. What the heck is happening with Gavin?
I have no idea.
He's dying.
Gavin, are you?
I'm wondering that
the
myself.
Ant-Man's exoskeleton has finally collapsed.
Gavin, are you okay? You alive? Oh,
Hey,
did you
Jake.
put something in general?
What
It's
you doing?
breaking. I can't hear it. Oh no.
Oh, where do you think they're making?
Yeah, what's your question, man?
Okay. Is that a
Yes.
Did my camera finally go off?
Yeah, your camera went off.
Sorry, my thing's being stupid.
Can I have a drink?
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, no, like, I don't. I mean, it'd
No,
probably be
or-
best if you take it out. Like, yeah. So it's probably best if you do that. So you can do that after
Quit your fake.
we're done with this. Anyway. Yeah, and it would be better if you could.
I can hear.
You can hear,
Yes.
and we can hear you.
I was a minute late because I was looking up Gravemind quotes.
I'm sure that's what you were looking
Big
up.
for great
Gravemind quotes.
I'm sure it was the Gravemind.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing Jackbox with my friends, and like I made it to where half my answers involved having sexual intercourse with fucking hive mind intelligences and shit. Of course, someone else kept answering or kept putting Jeffrey Epstein, so this is fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, I think I could tell. I think I could tell it was completely absurd.
Oh, yeah, heck, earlier today I was messing around in DOSBox. The Sound Blaster cartridge on 1992 came with this program called Dr. Spatzo. And
Hey guys, I'm gonna go eat dinner and then I'll be right back, probably around 8.
And it's a
Okay.
therapist.
Oh.
And it is really
That makes no sense.
I stopped
Sorry.
working on my game temporarily because
Okay.
I only have like a free trial version of Game Maker Studio. It hasn't expired yet, but I can't export, like I can't finish my game, not because I don't have enough time, because I'm sure if I would have like tried to speed shit up, I would have been able to finish it. It's just that if I finish it, I can't like test it and turn it into an exe file because that's blocked off.
Yeah.
If, you only have the trial. So I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna get the fucking 12-month license and eventually just get the lifetime license if I end up liking it enough. But until then, I stop working on it. But I wanted to share with you a quick idea. I was thinking it's going to be short. It's going to be a short game, obviously, because it's literally my first. But in order to add the slightest hint of replay value, I thought I would have maybe like 3 bosses at the end. And they're chosen, like, you only fight one and it's chosen randomly. And I remember one of the bosses I had in mind. One of the bosses that I had in mind was this mixture of the planet-sized corpse of a starfish and a fetus, and it looks perpetually sad. And that's gonna be in my Asteroids game. Like it's based off Asteroids, so
like Asteroids, as in the
game where you play as a triangle.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if you were talking about actual Asteroids or the arcade game Asteroids.
I've taken many artistic liberties already, but I'm planning on I've done a lot with it. I finally implemented really really clunky volume controls. In the sense that
nice clunk.
yeah, in the sense that they're only accessible from the main menu. It's not going to be one of those games that you'd need to fucking pause. It would probably
Oh.
only be like 20 minutes.
I mean, that's not. I wouldn't call that clunky. It's just
the
not.
part where the clunkiness is going to come in is right now it doesn't show the player what the volume is set at. It starts out at 1. The problem is I was going to have it display the volume in a string. That means whenever you lower the volume, it's going to go from 1 to 0.9, 0.8, and I don't really like that. I also have to add some feedback whenever you press the buttons and shit.
Yeah, I don't. I think it would be better
But-
if it was like the bottom is 1 and the top is 100.
Yeah, but
At least
you know,
as it's displayed.
if I were because if I were to set, because 1 is already pretty loud. If I were to set it to fucking 100, it probably wouldn't play. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way.
Yeah, just a way to have it be displayed
Yeah.
as 1 to 100
I
because
did
it's a
also-
lot easier for brains
Yeah.
to really look at it.
I also did manage to implement a custom cursor, which I was really proud of. It's really simple, but just like seeing it, God, that was amazing. Anyways,
Hey guys,
Anyways.
quasi game development. I've been thinking recently about this, and I'm wondering if I attempted to make a text adventure game. Do you think you guys would be willing to help me test it?
sure.
The only thing
Maybe.
you'd have to do would just be download an interpreter. You can find them on all kinds of different platforms: Android, Mac, Windows, Linux. All kinds of, I don't even know if there's probably an iPad app or something, but
I mean, I'd be up for a good platformer.
What?
Good platform. I mean, I'm always up for a good platform.
I'd be up for the
Good about that.
560-second, retro platformer
Mhm.
based off like I don't know, Mega Man.
Hey, don't you knock on Mega Man. Don't
I'm
you
not.
dare knock.
I'm
Don't
not.
you dare
I'm
knock on the
knocking-
blue bomber.
I'm not. I'm gonna knock on all the 50 million different spiritual successors to it. Man.
Oh, yes.
Roguelikes.
Battle. Oh yes, Mega Man, Battle Network. All kinds of. Then there's that. Then there's Wily.
Oh man, bro, you're
surprised-
you're bringing up games. You're not even talking about like how the timeline works.
I know
Bro.
it's not
Timeline.
I don't even
Oh
know
yeah,
myself, but
oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna
There's
say
there's
that.
a
the
mega.
lore.
Yeah, there's literally 2 dimensions of Mega Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like the lore is crazy in Mega Man.
Well,
It's
I've never
Japanese,
Really tried to study
I
Mega Man
think
before,
it
so I
makes
wouldn't-
sense. It's probably it looks Japanese. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean Mario is Japanese.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
yeah, I know
But,
I know
you know-
that's something
you
like
know-
you don't want to think about, but yes, Mario is Japanese.
it's
If you
not
think about it,
necessarily.
Mario is anime.
Is I don't. It's not that I don't want to think about it. It's just that when it comes to Nintendo, I never sit down and think, yeah, Japan. I think, yeah. What? Well, I actually don't know what I fucking think of.
And I was just about to say, I mean, where did Mega Man start out on? I mean,
I don't fucking know.
Nintendo, you uncultured swine.
Yes, I am.
Technically, if you
I
wanna
am
get
technically, if you
fight me.
technically, if you want to get technical.
Fight me. But if you want to get technical, I mean, most things actually. Oh, go
Yeah.
video games. Like even Sonic, it's some games have been worked on by American developers, but like the concept of it traces back to something.
I mean, I'm talking about the creators. I'm not saying
But
like,
you know
oh,
what?
it's
You know what?
like no American developers ever
Fuck
made.
both of you. Fuck both of you. Because the
I don't
first
want-
game ever made was like, it's actually pretty fucking cool. It's like competitive asteroids, and I think it had something to
mean,
do with
why-
with the nuclear missile launch center.
How does that? How is that an insult to us when we didn't
'Cause
even
fuck
bring
you.
that up?
'Cause that's why. Fuck you.
Wow, that's some dumb high 189 IQ logic right there.
189.
189.
Yeah,
have you seen the meme?
no,
You
We've-
haven't seen it?
no,
You don't know where that's from?
no.
Oh,
Is it?
oh,
Is it?
you're missing out. It's this. Oh, I can't remember his name. It's this one YouTuber, and like I don't know. He like said something really stupid or something, and then he made this video where he was like, "I'm not stupid. In fact, my IQ it is dumb high. It is. I have a 189 IQ.
It is dumb high.
It's
Uh,
dumb high.
yeah. The only thing I ever hear about with, well, to be honest, the only thing I ever watch is just.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't even. You know what? Never mind. You know, the more I think about it, I don't. I usually just like put on fucking YouTube in the background while I play like a different game or something, maybe a podcast. Usually it ends up being YouTube drama, so every now and then I'll fucking tab out just to figure out what the fuck they're talking about.
YouTube drama is
Yeah, it just like
I don't get into YouTube drama much, mainly because like most of it has to do with creators that I don't know or care about. But
yeah,
like I've been around some places where there's been some drama.
yeah. Usually, as far as I've seen, it started to get into this thing where something happens on YouTube and then it transitions over to Twitter.
Oh
To
yeah,
where
yeah.
it's
It always
technically Twitter
transitions over to
drama.
Twitter.
And or because it used to sort of stay on YouTube, you know, you'd still have the Twitter beef, but you know, you'd have response videos and all that sort of shit, and you still get those, but now more often than that, it'll just move to Twitter, and you know,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really study YouTube drama. I don't try to get involved.
Oh, we don't. we don't
Uh,
get involved. It's just like
I'm a YouTube what would it be, anthropologist,
yeah,
sociologist.
And then in my case, it just so happened, like, and I'm not kidding, I think it was like literally yesterday or the day before, I was just, you know, I was kind of bored, waiting for us to play, and I was like, oh, you know, I'm just trying to find something to watch while I wait, and a YouTube video comes out from one of my favorite creators, and I was like, oh, cool. And then it was like responding to this accusation. I was like,
My favorite.
I'm like, what? Because
You know-
he never ever talked about it before that point. So like
I've-
literally just randomly he put out that video, and it involved another YouTuber that I like, and I was like, when did this happen?
Okay, the funny thing is only like twice have I been in the sort of situation where I watched a response video. Usually I'll just end up watching videos that cover like the entire drama and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, that's
however-
what I mainly watch too.
You know, I remember once it was like fucking 3 years ago or something, I stumbled on some video, it might have been a response video to Keemstar, I think, which,
Oh my gosh.
oh, you know, that was when,
How many dramas has Keemstar been in?
I don't know.
Who or what is?
That's a good question.
That's a good one. Who, what?
Yeah.
He's an idea.
He's an idea.
Anyways,
Anyways,
it's time. It's
Yes.
time for
let us continue
Oh.
our adventure.
one last thing.
Okay, one last thing.
So there's this guy on
Tess is
YouTube,
on vacation.
this YouTube channel on YouTube called Forgotten Weapons, and he talks about forgotten weapons and shit,
I was gonna say forgotten weapons.
but he also shows you them, and he like sort of deconstructs them, and sometimes he goes out to test them. Well, there are a couple instances where he tested out famous weapons, one of which happened to be a minigun, and he was going over like how many rounds per second that fucking thing fired. It had like a 1,500 round belt fed thing, and it could empty it in under a minute. And he fired this thing at a truck, and it was so inaccurate, but it was a solid stream of bullets.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like it in that weapons case. It's not about how many times it will hit something.
Yeah, it's just about it will hit something
it will
eventually.
hit something.
But
yes, at some point.
He did bring up an interesting question, because whenever a gun fires, it releases the bullet, it fires the bullet and loads another one. So he was going over the sort of fucking alien mechanism that would be required to fire a bullet and put another one in the chamber in like an eighth of a millisecond, like a fucking millionth of a millisecond.
And
how
it's the bullet imps. I don't know if you've heard of these, but they live in guns. That's just what they do. It's just what they do.
And this thing has this fucking insane motor. Most of it is motor and a feeding mechanism.
A feeding mechanism. See, it's the bullet imps. I'm telling you.
But like, the only other thing he did is he got to use the world's best flamethrower. Funny story about that one.
I'm gonna find this guy and comment on his video, on all of these videos about guns, that it's the bullet imps that load it, and then and then it'll be a running joke. It's from the bullet imps.
God. Anyways, so funny story about the flamethrower.
Yes. Should I undo what I did to Tessa?
What?
Should I undo what I did to Tessa?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Look over at the WVSB.
Oh, did you give her a nickname? Okay. Yeah, you gave her a nickname.
Yeah.
Anyways, so funny story about the flamethrower. I think it was like the second version of this flamethrower. The first one was made like before the United States got in World War II. Whenever they were like, okay, we need a fucking flamethrower. We just need one. Everyone else has one. We need one.
Everyone else has a flamethrower.
And it sucked. It was awful. It was a death trap. All right, but that was
it. Literally is the everyone else has it, so I want it. So then the parent gets them the cheapest knockoff version.
Yeah, because they were rushed to make it, and then they learned that it sucked really bad. So, I don't know how, but they a bunch of scientists and engineers came together, and they were like, okay, that one sucked. Now let's go off to literally make the best flamethrower in existence, and they did that. So they went into the war with the worst, and then fucking kept going through it with literally the best. No one had a better flamethrower, and this motherfucker got to test it out in like a desert, and he was talking about like just holding the thing and using it. You can just feel the fucking wave of heat. He said it still sort of burned. In fact, I think he did kind of burn himself, or a piece of his clothes.
All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back to our grand adventures. First, since she's been oddly quiet, Audrey, are you still alive?
I think.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Just keep it that way.
Yes, just making sure. Just making sure you didn't knock yourself out or something.
No, I was doing
Making sure you didn't get paralyzed by something falling from the ceiling,
Yeah.
Oh, the thumping? That was me doing flips in my room.
Making sure you weren't bashing your head into the wall.
Yeah.
No,
Is
that
there
was me
another
doing
guy-
flips.
I think I know why I was hearing the thumping. Is there another guy there?
Oh my god.
God.
What did he say?
Is
The
there a guy
combined
there?
response. Oh my god.
Xander. It's 2020. It doesn't have to be a guy.
Yeah. It's a, yeah, it's not even
Sorry,
listen.
I'm sorry. I had to make the joke.
Oh, my
it's not even a one-dimensional spectrum anymore. It's a two-dimensional spectrum. It's like a color palette.
That doesn't even have
Like,
to be
whenever-
Microsoft.
Whenever you go into fucking Microsoft Paint and you choose a custom color.
I just said, like, right before you said, I get the lag. It was like, the Microsoft Paint color palette.
Yes.
Color palette.
Okay, now let's get back into the journey. So I know the super suspenseful point. I think you all want to know what's going to happen at, and we're going to skip that for the moment.
Damn you.
we're gonna go
you.
back to Daisius and Gander's soul adventure.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go back to doing my flips.
I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for this one.
Oh, we'll see. So, all Daisius and Gander can see at the moment is just a bright white light.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Now
I think she
really
just broke her leg.
somebody over there. Okay.
No.
Audrey, don't
Off of
tell me you
the
just broke your leg. That was supposed to be a
Get
joke.
off of 2% guy, 98% gal.
ow.
The white light begins to fade, and as they start to look around, they see that this area, it's oddly peaceful. It's
For long.
the sky is a nice pristine blue, as if it's on a pure sunny day. Oddly enough, there are clouds around. And under their feet, it appears as if they're standing in water.
What?
Gander's looking around. Where are we?
This. It's nice and everything, but what?
Welcome to the soul. That was Mariella. She does like a dramatic pose, kind of like being like, look at everything around.
I mean,
So, wait, do all souls look like this, or how does this work? I've never tried it on, well, anything, so I don't really know. But if I'm right, all we have to do is we find the true soul, and then we can hopefully repair this soul orb, and then she'll be okay.
great. But, about finding anything, how do we do that?
Good question. She started looking around, and it doesn't appear like there's anything around them.
Here, so.
You know? Oh my god.
That would be gods.
That is a good point, but maybe we'll tie it into the story later or something. I don't know.
This one throwaway slip up.
Yeah, we'll have to fucking tie it up. It's a plot hole. We'll have to make it to where Odysseus. I don't fucking know.
Dacius somehow killed the rest of the gods except for one.
Yes, he used his depleted uranium broadsword
Oh my!
with the fucking fire and
With the
and
dimensional
ice runes.
warping rune.
Yes. Fucking depleted uranium, Jesus Christ.
And just Thanos the other gods, except for one. The only reason the one survived is because they drank together. There you go.
Thanos.
There you go. Headcanon.
Yeah.
There you go. That is the alternate universe, the alternate timeline,
Seriously.
where
what is
Dacius is an
Thanos?
all-powerful deity, and then a new party has to stop him, but he's actually really chill.
Oh, they'll come back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm working on it. I'm building them new bodies. It's not really going well, but I'll make it work. It's fine.
God.
But do you all want to drink?
To research who or what Thanos.
Okay, that's.
Okay, all right. Let's get back. Let's get back out.
I thought you were asking if we wanted to like drink the water we were standing in. I was about to say that's a bit.
No,
of a stretch.
I was talking the alternate universe.
Oh.
Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah. Now we're going back to the main.
And now you're gonna ask us if we want to drink the water.
No. I started looking around, and they don't see anything that can really pinpoint a location. However, as they look around specifically at the clouds, they start seeing something. And as they look over at one of the clouds passing by, an image begins to form in the cloud. And when they see it, they know what it is. The image that they see from Lashana's perspective is them when they were riding on the sled down the mountain.
Oh. Yep. That was a thing that happened.
Ariella has her hand on her chin. Memories. What if we follow her memories?
Sure, I don't really think there's anything else to follow. Wonder how many times we're gonna get to use that phrase in conversation.
There's not many other things we can follow. I suppose that is the best thing we can do. So they begin going down. As they look up at more clouds, they do see. It's as if they're going back in time, of course, from Lashana's perspective. They get to see everything that she has been seeing on their adventure.
This is surreal. I mean, I think it literally is.
How?
What the hell?
And as they keep walking for a few more minutes, they do eventually get to one memory that when they see it, Gander and Dacius do their spirits lower again. And this memory shows the exact moment where Lashana did get stabbed by one of the Wyvern Hornets.
Holy shit.
So that's what happened.
Oh.
They begrudgingly continue on. And then they see the memories from before that moment. They get to see how Lashana was acting while they were in the woods. Wow, she really didn't like us back then.
What, 7 days ago?
Wouldn't be surprised if she didn't like us now.
Mariella is she, by the way, she's not like looking at the memories unlike the other two. She's just continuing forward. But as they continue backwards, they eventually get back to the very first point where Dacius met Lashana. Back in an old grungy looking bar.
Man.
They're from Lashana's perspective. She seemed to be like playfully stabbing some food that she'd seemingly ordered with a fork, and next to her was Athena complaining to the bartender that she was old enough.
Man. They never
Then-
did pay me.
Oh, that's
Fondue.
right.
Ah, it's fine.
I haven't paid you either.
We're all broke, aren't we?
Gander like looks in his pocket. I have 75 gold.
Hey, keep it. We'll probably need that to not die at some point.
All right. And they continue walking, and now is where things become strange. They see things that neither of them know of. They begin to see things that happened before Lashana had met any of them. It showed her, the first memory they see is her riding in some carriage of some sort. But then the carriage stops, someone gets out and tries to throw her off. She wouldn't let them, and as they became more violent, she unhesitatingly killed them.
This I'm gonna be honest, this doesn't feel right. I mean, literally digging through somebody's memories. I mean, if it stops her from dying, then yeah, but oh, man.
Yeah. This does bring up something, though. Mariella, how do you know that this will fix it? Have you had experience with these? And as he says this, she looks back slightly, but then continues walking forward. I've experienced a couple instances of these.
Are they all like this? You know, does it differ from person to person? Or is it all just sort of wading through water and looking at clouds?
I honestly don't know. I only got the knowledge of how to fix it fairly recently. But then again, well, I've never actually used it before, so whether or not it will fix it, I couldn't say.
Well, we're in it to win it now.
And they continue walking and looking at the memories, and it appears each memory was worse than the last. They even got to a point where it appeared that Lashana was in some sort of city, and just normal passerbys, quietly, almost as if she were an assassin, she would just kill them without a sound and continue moving on.
What?
What is she? I knew she was a monster, but why?
I don't even have anything quippy to say. Shit's fucked.
They continue on. And things, of course, were still bad in the memories. However, one finally did truly get their attention. It showed what looked like a courtroom. It looked like possibly a throne room of some sort. Sitting on the throne was a dark-skinned elf with long silver hair. Her face looked very similar to Lashana's. And from how it seemed that Lashana was very angry at this person and tried to attack them. However, guards blocked her from doing so. And the elf sitting on the throne ordered for her execution. And Lashana, barely getting many cuts, many bashes. They even thought they saw her losing a tooth from one of the guardsmen hitting her in the face. She barely managed to escape.
Hey!
Tessa!
I can't stay on for long. I just wanted to say hi.
What are the
Okay.
odds? We're exploring Lashana's backstory.
Yeah,
Oh.
literally exploring. Like,
Yeah,
we're on
seeing,
a fucking.
We're seeing your memories up in the sky. Well, it's not a sky, really. It's hard to explain.
It's like
but,
the Matrix.
Yeah, you're almost...
Why are you looking at my memories?
Because your soul orb got stabbed and your soul might get destroyed or something. We don't really know. We just want
Yeah.
to fix you. And we found Mariella again. She was like, okay, I think I might have something that can fix it, maybe. So then we went inside your soul, and we're
And-
looking through your memories.
Yeah, that's the current thing.
Shit.
So
Yeah.
we saw how you murdered a bunch of people, We
Did you
saw.
see my murder attempt on my sister?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, that's what we
that's-
just finished seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sorry
So-
about what I did. I gave you admin, so you.
So yeah. While you're here, if you want to continue hearing other pieces of your backstory, then we'll continue on.
Yeah, and hearing the fucking
Sure.
cast commentary.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like that OKKO episode where they're just watching the show.
God.
Anyway,
Well, while I'm here and I'm thinking about it, y'all just scream happy birthday to Mike, because it's Mike's birthday.
happy birthday, Mikey.
Mike,
Happy birthday, Mike.
tell Dad I said hi. What? No, I'm playing D&D.
that's the new I'm playing Minecraft. I can't. I'm playing D&D.
Has the pizza got here yet? Jesus Christ, how long does it take, Papa John?
That's.
I'm waiting on Cracker Barrel.
Oh, nice.
Ha.
Joke's on you. I had my hot dogs a little bit ago.
His day of
Tell Dad
reckoning
I said
came,
hi.
apparently.
So let us continue. So after that memory, we see more of what that situation was. Before that, they see another memory showing Lashana just unmoving, seeing this other elf with a dagger who had just slit the throats of two other elves who appeared to be sleeping.
Okay.
What?
I've seen stuff, right? Things. But this is next level. This is beyond. Why? I guess we're gonna figure out. It's not like we have any choice.
I suppose they
We're gonna-
continue. They continue further, and as they continue to this point, they see something very odd. Just as soon as they continue to this next step, the white, or not white, but the blue, beautiful sky immediately begins to cloud up.
You
Things
happen to
become-
know?
Things become dark.
You happen to know the forecast?
I would suppose.
What is this?
Rain?
What is this?
Like I told you, these are memories.
Yeah, I got that much, but like,
Maybe the
what is the water? Why memories with clouds, and why does it look like it's about to storm?
Maybe the
like-
farther you go back, the less memories you see. Like the cloudier the memories get, like the fuzzier.
Ooh, it's a good guess. It's a very good guess. And they look up, and even though it got darker, the memory was even clearer
Oh,
than the others they had experienced. They see Lashana who appears to have just woken up. And next to her is that other elf. However, the look in this elf's eyes is very unnatural. Even from outside of the memory, Dacius and Gander can both see that something is wrong with this elf. However, after this, the memory itself starts to become fuzzy. And let's both roll 1d20.
Oh God. Okay.
Wow! What are the odds?
What were we rolling for?
That's just funny.
Wait, what did y'all roll?
We both rolled 8.
Yeah,
They both rolled an 8.
yeah.
That's ironic.
I guess it would make sense since both of us are pretty fucking dumbfounded right now.
And the memory becomes too clouded for them to make out anything more. What? Who is that elf?
So we're clearly going back, right? Like this, we
Are you asking
started.
me, the DM, or
No. I'm just sort of saying that. Like we're
Okay.
going back. We started with the most recent, and went to like the, I guess, least recent, but
Who is that? And after they continue walking even more, the clouds immediately go away, and the sky is even brighter than it was before. And as they look up at the next memory, they see through Lashana, and they see the other elf, although they do look younger than at the first memory where they saw this other elf. She does look considerably younger. And this memory shows her and Lashana just playing around a forest. Completely innocent, as if both of them are just children. They're laughing, they're talking.
So something happened at some point. If this is what if the rest of her memories are like this, you know, not full of constant, well, murder, something, well, I guess obviously something changed. But what?
I don't know.
Alright, man.
They
Alright, we will.
they continue walking forward,
Easier than ever. Bobby, I hate when he lies.
and they see more memories like this. However, one that especially catches their attention is one that has those two other elves that the one killed. And from the looks of
Her
things,
parents and her sister.
Am I?
It
We don't
sounds like
fucking
it.
know. Or at least I don't.
I'm pretty
I
sure you are, because it sounds like it.
mean, I might.
I have a pretty good idea that the one elf is, Lashana's sister. But I haven't brought that up yet because,
The other two are her parents?
That is what this memory makes it appear to be. They're all sitting at a table together.
Okay.
Is this? Is this?
Her family?
But then why? Why would that girl kill her parents?
Wait. So that girl was the same girl that was in that throne.
I think so. But what?
She's like there seems to be a running thing with that elf.
Yeah.
Because she was in that throne. She was the one who killed the other two, and now they're all just sitting, and having a good old time.
I will be right back. So.
Bruh.
Intermission. This is the ad break.
I'll be back.
Ridge Wallet.
'Cause I gotta
Skillshare.
get too. Okay, really quick.
NordVPN, Curiosity Stream,
Jessa.
Oh,
Did she leave?
Audible,
What
Oh,
the
yeah,
heck is
fucking-
Audible?
What, Audrey?
Raycons, Raycons.
Oh,
those are
Tessa,
What?
big right now.
Okay,
Oh, and of course.
you've heard the
Yeah.
last day of summer, right?
Yes, I've heard the
Uh,
last day of summer.
Okay, so you know the part where
Something
Luke
doing
goes,
something.
"I don't care if I hurt anyone."
Yeah. Yeah.
That part's just stuck in my head on repeat.
Okay.
It doesn't pay to be a good son.
Yeah, I know.
It's stuck
yeah.
in my head.
Cool. Now, I have a bone to pick with you in a minute because you made me sad while I was standing in the moonshine store. That's not supposed to happen.
What a place to be sad.
That would be a place I would be happy.
Yeah. I was fine until you started talking about like Dakota and Jason and everyone else. You made me sad in the moonshine store.
That's a
Hey,
terrible
Tessa?
place to be sad.
Yeah.
The moonshine
But
store.
just remember, you are perfectly capable of getting your revenge on me now that I've made you an admin in TWC.
Hey, you need to change my nickname. Not really, don't.
Okay, well, I'll be right back.
I
Hey,
am a
But
monument
did
to
you
all
even
your
notice what I did, Tessa?
sins.
You are a sin.
Did
Your
Tessa even
mom.
Did Tessa even notice what I did?
My mom. What about my mom?
I don't know.
She's
My
gay.
mom's a sin? Yeah, my mom's
She is a monument to all your sins, I guess.
My mom is a sin. My mom. Never mind. I kind of wish my mom would go to hell.
Let's not get into that. I'm sorry I sparked that one. How long
I
does
don't
fucking ad break have to go on for? What else? Blue Apron. Blue Apron, that's one that I've heard a
It's
couple
Blue
times.
Apron.
Shut up, it's ad break.
Don't. Secret
Um,
commercials.
No, it's YouTube sponsors. That's
Oh.
what we're doing.
Why YouTube?
Oh, just wait until we get into the games, like War
Yeah.
Robots, Vikings,
You
War
always seem
Clans.
Yes, Vikings, War of Clans. I'm trying.
And
I've
then
been trying
it.
to dance. Yeah, I've been dancing around that one.
Oh,
You
I
know,
thought you said
the-
you were trying to dance.
No,
I was gonna say you can dance.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever tried. For all I know, I could get down on the fucking dance floor and break dance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a fucking head spin and shit.
Elaborate, please.
The ad
Or
break has
breaking
finally ended.
Oh, we didn't get to an ad for it.
Nice. Ad break
Yay,
is
we have
finally
ad
ended.
Ad break.
Yay.
Please,
Crisis averted.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Oh god. Ad break.
You're
Oh
right,
no.
you're not getting
Bro.
paid, everyone else is. Fuck you.
Crisis
Which is
averted.
part of
We
the fun.
avoided mentioning it.
Yeah, we didn't mention the cursed game. We went through NordVPN,
April,
Oh, yeah.
Blue Apron.
Blue April?
Blue April.
Curiosity Stream, Audible, Raycon
Linode.
earbuds, Node, Ridge Wallet.
Yes.
Fuck.
War Robots, Vikings,
Yeah.
War Clans.
I forgot about War Robots.
I actually
I
played
don't-
that
I-
one.
I
It's
only ever
a
heard
game.
about that in a
And Gavin
couple of
breakdancing.
Styropyros videos, and that was it. Like that was
Yeah.
the only person I followed that he got sponsored by was Styropyro.
Gavin can secretly dance.
That's because I'm a bit of a Styropyro fanatic.
She,
I've seen-
I
think I've seen that
I said
channel
that I
once
was
or
trying
twice.
to dance around mentioning the cursed game, and she thought that I said I was trying to dance, and then I was like, she asked me, "Can you dance?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe I'll go down on the dance floor and do a fucking head spin,
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, buddy.
backflip and shit."
Don't.
Nice.
No.
You have
All right.
triple
So
See, I don't think it would
let
be that
us
bad.
let us get back to
Really?
this memory
I mean,
adventure.
come on. Yes. Memory adventure.
through all your GameCube.
Awesome.
Save.
Bro, I would love to do a D&D on that. Unfortunately, I don't think everyone else
Unfortunately.
will.
Huh?
So,
I
I'm
kinda
sorry.
Hell, I mean, I've never even owned a GameCube. I'd love to someday.
I've
was
never been
missing
much
out,
into gaming,
man.
honestly.
I
I really
used to-
I
haven't.
know
I
I missed
lived-
out. My two systems was my three systems were the DSi, the Wii, and the Xbox 360.
Ew.
Those are my three systems.
I lived with my
Yes.
aunt for like a year, or my aunt, or whatever. My
Aunt.
my aunt. For a year.
Yes, your aunt,
Yeah, that's a
because you
funny
like
one.
ants,
That's
Gavin.
funny. My aunt for a year, and they had a Wii and a GameCube, and we used to play Super Smash. I don't fucking remember which one. Super Smash Bros. Fuck off,
Was
and
it
I
was
don't.
on the GameCube or the Wii?
It was on the game.
That's all I need to know.
Well,
I gotta get off.
I don't even remember. I didn't even remember.
That's
But
terrible.
all I know is that
Oh,
we,
yeah.
I think
All right.
we
Let's
played it
stop.
on the
Let's stop
Wii.
getting onto this tangent
And
because
I
we
used the
do have to
GameCube.
eventually switch
Yes.
perspectives. So, we'll get back on the tangent when we don't have to switch perspectives anymore. So, they continue through and they see more of these these nice memories, and it goes back a long ways. They can see Lashana, and it appears to be this one elf, though they aren't quite sure because it goes back to them being toddlers.
Yeah. Here we go again.
And after that memory, the
Yes.
clouds are completely gone.
Yeah. I mean, that's fun, right?
Well,
well,
Well then.
what do we do now?
Don't know.
Here, slowly.
And Mariella is, of course, continuing forward. But as she does, the water begins to ripple at a point. It's at a point farther ahead than Mariella, about 5 feet ahead. And something emerges from the water. And this thing that emerges looks just like Lashana.
What?
And Mariella just casually goes up to it. Hi, we're trying to find the true soul, so if you could just guide us, that would be great.
I think that is the true soul, Shihara.
And then this other Lashana takes out a crowbar.
Oh, good lord,
And,
no.
And sort of holds it out as to, like, block them. And she says, in a very monotone-esque way, all memories beyond this point are off limits.
Okay.
It's just what Daisy says.
Yeah. I mean... What is this?
Off limit.
Ugh.
Yeah, see, in this session, I think Audrey's the one picking up on the things over you, because
Well, okay,
What-
no. I'm trying...
what other memories could there be?
No, I get
That
that.
was even worse.
I get that, but I don't get that. I'm trying to play as the guy who's currently walking through someone's literal fucking soul, you know, looking at somebody's actual memories and is being stopped by, like, them saying that, you know, you can't go past this point. So I'm trying to suspend my ideas and be like, well, if I were really there in this situation.
Hey, I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Please
Bye
die.
bye.
So-
Bye, Alexander.
And
See ya.
as they are met with this strange mystery, we cut back to Nigel and Athena. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
The worst part.
This is going to be interesting. Okay, so, Athena is currently invisible. However, she is still under her bed.
And I'm using right at the end. I was trying to sniff her out and trace the smell.
Yes. Could you roll a 1d20, please?
Oh my god, she smells awful.
She-
You,
It's like the last time she bathed. It was in a lake and only half-heartedly.
no,
Not even a lake.
Nah, no. See, he'll know because she smells better than everyone else because she's been the only one who has attempted to
Yeah.
bathe.
Or no, I guess he won't. I guess we all just equally smell like shit. She bathed in dirty
so in
water.
this-
Do you want to use your last inspiration?
You know what? Fine, I'll do that. I want to find her. So,
Please get a worse number than yours.
I've already wasted all of them. Does anybody else have any left?
I think I have like one left.
I think I do too.
I can't remember.
I think
I'll
I
have
have
to
one or
look.
two left.
What? Play 1d20.
Oh, sweet Jesus, not again!
Addition by regrouping video 1d20.
Oh,
What the
Jesus Christ! Not again! Not again! Shut. What am I on today?
Okay, I'm just there.
Shit. Ah,
There we
shit.
go.
How did you put play?
I wasn't thinking right.
Guess somebody broke your heart.
Okay, I did type roll this time. And I'm really sorry. Goodness, at least I won't show up on Hunter's recording.
Somebody break your heart.
There
Okay,
you fucking go.
there.
So
we
she does
go.
smell better.
So,
Or
Well, I will also just see how much inspiration everyone has. Okay, so I actually have 2 left.
Oh my god,
I
you
have one.
rich son of a bitch.
Gavin has none.
Yeah.
You, oh my gosh, you have 3.
Who?
You.
Yes.
But you have less than half health.
Yeah.
That's not a yes.
And even though she's not here anymore, Tessa also has 3.
Ah, sure. Way to rub it in.
So Nigel, he does sniff, and he sniffs for the cleanest scent he can. And he does manage to pick up something.
The cleanest barbecue.
The smell of salt water and ash. It doesn't smell good.
The cleanest.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say salt water and ash or salt water? And
Yeah, ash. You know what? I'll leave it to you which one I said.
Ash.
Yeah, let's just go with ash.
Like that in real life. I would die if I did.
do.
But then Nigel
Like-
says,
You must
"Oh,
die.
she smells like ass."
Oh no, that's disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Okay,
I would
so
never like
what
the
does
conception
Nigel attempt to do? He does smell her around, like, the bed on the left side.
Pick the bed up and just chuck it.
Strength check, please.
Oh my god, you're gonna throw it out the hole you made?
He gets like a 20.
Yeah, well, now he's gonna get a 1.
I mean, he got a 2.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, then. Okay.
Man! Okay.
The dice is broke.
What'd the dice
I-
get?
I guess so. I guess so. So Nigel walks over to the bed, and he tries to lift it up with all of his might. However, he's not sure if this is a sign that he is actually weak or that this bed is actually made of steel, but he cannot lift it up. He gets it
to
like
the ground.
he gets it like 1 tiny inch off of the ground, but he just can't and lets go of it. Now, what does Athena want to do? Nigel is like right. She can attack him if she wants to.
Oh my god.
I want to.
You're
Is
thinking
there a-
about it.
Yes, I'm thinking about it.
Thinking about all the ways she could attack him.
I'm thinking about all the ways I can escape.
Gosh, there's one option. There's one option that Athena has never ever used in
Yeah,
any scenario.
You know, that is a good
ever.
fucking point. Like the
Wait, what
most
haven't I
basic
used?
the most basic form of escape. At least that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh my god, I could transform into a bird.
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking
No,
of.
that wasn't where I was going with
But that sounds kind of
either.
cool, to be honest.
Okay, listen, you're invisible, right? You're invisible.
Very
Right.
invisible.
So you're in a room.
Yeah.
Nigel only encompasses a very small part of this room.
But Ishtar encompasses most of the rest of the building. So
Yeah. Well, I imagine
Okay,
there's some building to move around in.
yeah.
I would like to emphasize the idea of movement, however.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
she might
what-
technically try to climb
What
up through the hole in the
I
ceiling.
was talking about, the one thing that Athena has never, ever, ever done in any situation that has involved someone out to get her. Okay, there was one time I can think of, but besides that time, she's never done it ever again. She has never talked.
Yeah, that's a good one
She
too.
has ordered. She has never talked.
I want to turn into an ant. Like a tiny little
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Alright, sure.
I don't. No, I don't.
Just turn into an ant. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just. There's an obvious arc that she has to go on at some point. She says, "No, get away from me, character development. I don't want you."
It's funny because I was sitting here just trying to think of the simplest option.
No, she says, "Get away
It didn't
from me,
occur to me
Karen."
that, there's a reason, and there's something that doesn't even require movement.
Yeah,
I
but
was
she
just
won't
thinking-
do it.
I was just thinking relocation might be a good idea, but I guess
Nigel, you know I'm under here. Just let me move so I can explain something to you.
what a way to start a conversation.
Fine,
No.
but I will have a sling bullet enchanted with ensnaring strike ready.
Okay,
In the
so
event
he
you
does
attempt to escape.
activate ensnaring strike.
Okay, I want to turn invisible and crawl out of under the bed.
Well, you're already
invisible.
Well, I need to turn uninvisible.
Oh, okay.
Be visible.
So she turns it off. She crawls out from under the bed. Now, I just want to set up this scene even more than it's already set up. You are both in the remains of a destroyed inn. In a town where the people at the moment are afraid of both of you. Nigel has a bullet aimed at Athena. Throughout everything that has gone on, she has failed or just not done. She has not talked this entire time. The tension here is very thick.
It's like fucking syrup.
Syrup is gross.
It's like molasses.
Die. Syrup
It's-
is fantastic on
it's-
pancakes. And
It's
chocolate
fucking
syrup's great on ice cream.
cement.
This,
almost
this is the
hardened cement.
conversation that Athena wanted to have with him.
No!
I hate syrup, Nigel. I do. How dare you let go of the sling bullet?
Nigel,
Gets her right in the eye.
Nigel, please. I swear on the river Styx, I will not attack. I
What
will
in,
not attack.
what in blazes is this river Styx?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
interesting. I didn't know that existed in this universe.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless it's a river in the capital that has a bunch of sticks laying at the bottom. Hence its nickname, the River Styx.
The profaned
No.
river stick god.
no, the river Styx.
the
is
god
in-
of sticks.
Look,
Specifically around rivers.
look. I left the party because I want to go off on my own.
Why would you want to go off on your own? We all attempted to support you, and we could all fight for a similar cause. And we could
No.
provide you with shelter and food.
They locked me in a
Shit.
box, Nigel.
How
One
in
of the
blaze am I
most-
supposed to know that? I was knocked out. I had freaking night terrors that I tried to climb some giant creature, and it
That's a
attempted to come
terrifying thought.
after and kill me.
Look, boxes are one place. They trap me in an ice box, and I am terrified of confined places. Hence
If I'm
why I
gonna be
have no
honest
idea
with
why.
Wow. Wow.
What?
Well, if you were terrified,
I'm just saying,
confined-
it like, of course, she's not telling Nigel this, but it's just like, like in the grand, if you put the full context to it. So, Nigel, buddy, I left the group because they put me in a box, and I'm scared of confined spaces. So I thought the best course of action would be to
Is to
try
hide
to
under a
kill
bed.
Dacius, and then end up killing the Celestial who put me in said box.
Yeah, instead of trying to, well, first get out of the box, I think that was kind of reasonable. And then maybe just, I don't know, at some point asking to walk out the front door to go, like, take a leak or something.
Anyway,
But
I
Athena,
did do something
Athena.
very screwed up, and I would like to be on my own, and I would like you to please leave me alone.
I still have a few more questions. The main one I'm thinking right now is what the actual fuck, but the second one I'm thinking is, did they have a reason to put you in a box? I
They
know
did.
these people a little bit.
They did. I went to a tavern, a bar, and I was drinking because I was exhausted and done and just done. I was just
You're
done.
stammering an awful lot.
No, I swear it. That's what happened. I activated Ifrit after I got out of the box.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I was not civil and I did not talk to them, and I went all haywire, and I first froze Dacius, then I activated Ifrit, and then I escaped. After that, I have no idea what happened.
Jesus frickin' Christ, woman, you are in...
That is a
You're
good point.
absolutely
She wouldn't know what happened afterwards.
Yes, she does not currently know that there's an army of dwarves and gnomes after her head.
But I have a very good feeling that everybody in that castle is not going to be very pleased with me. So, yes, I
I
escaped.
wouldn't be either if you were my daughter.
What?
Is that secret, Lord? What a twist!
Yeah.
Nigel is Athena's. She's not
Your
half
mother-
elf, she's half dragon.
Your mother left me for a fucking tree. So I sent you off to the king. He never I had to pay him child support. It kind of sucked.
I kind of want to do that now. Oh, I kind of really want to do that now.
That's how he became a king. That's how he became a king off Nigel's fucking child support money.
Yeah, because Nigel, his mom and dad were like big dragons, so they probably had like a treasure hoard. So Nigel had to pay the king literally like thousands of coins worth of gold.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's keep Athena half elf.
That's amazing.
That would be an amazing side campaign or something.
There's gonna be like a billion alternate universes. That's gonna be
Yeah.
one of them.
Well,
Jesus
This
Christ,
is the true D&D multiverse.
There really
we don't
is.
have a frickin' fandom.
I wish we did.
I don't know.
I'm okay with not having a
You
fan.
snorting cocaine or
Yeah.
something, Evan?
At that statement, I wish I were.
Anyway,
That's what happened, and I swear to my life, that's what happened. That's all I know.
Regardless, Jesus freaking Christ, you activated that freaking fire demon thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a demon. I'm a celestial
Ifrit, let me
spirit.
talk.
Oh, go
Ifrit,
fuck
stop.
yourself, Ifrit.
I can't.
Okay.
Use Audrey then.
It's not.
No!
We physically are not able to do that.
Let's not.
We'll find a way.
No,
You sure about that?
Considers
Really?
Considers it for a second, and he's like, "No."
Yeah,
The crystal will fit.
Oh God.
that's not how it works.
No, just stop.
She can't remove it from her chest anyway.
Stop. Stop.
Well, I'm guessing then if you
That's
have a
canon.
certain fetish, you'll be getting.
It happened. You can't deny it happened. Just right then, that they talked about that.
No.
I'm guessing you got a breast fetish. Ifrit, then.
I will
Just
make it canon.
Well, it
Never underestimate me. I will.
like it happened.
I will.
They
keep
had
it
that
canon.
exchange.
This is not an alternate universe. This is the main timeline.
Hey, can I just glance at where I think Ifrit is going to say, "Hey, you got front row sitting to the best show in town."
Oh my
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I've gone too far.
Okay, so after Athena is trying to regain herself after that.
Oh no, that did not happen.
Well,
Oh, it did.
nothing
Oh.
physical happened, but the exchange. Oh, it's real. It's real, son. It's real.
Or
I'm
daughter,
not a
I guess.
guy. I'm not a son.
You
I'm
are
a
now.
daughter.
It's canon.
It is 100%. That conversation is 100% canon.
I'm dumb.
I will not erase that.
Okay. Anyway.
And hey, it's saved on video.
Now I'm
Wonder
really
Soldier.
glad we don't have a fandom. Jesus Christ.
All the fan
Kill my
art.
line
All
again.
of the fan
no,
art.
I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
No.
Die.
That's just terrible.
The
All
fiery pits of DeviantArt.
Anyway,
Wiki
That is a
fandom.
fate worse than
Wiki
death.
fandom.
Athena wants
No.
to just stand up
There's
and
even worse than that.
glare
The
at
fates,
Nigel.
the depths, the fiery depths of Reddit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fiery depths
Yeah.
of Reddit. Here we go again.
Anyway,
Or no, freaking
Let's
4chan.
stop scaring me.
yeah. Okay, so after Athena regains herself from that,
Okay.
what does she say?
That's all I know what happened. Yeah, you were awake whenever we split off into groups, right?
No, I randomly fell unconscious.
Okay, well, that works, whatever. So, I
And then
wanted to have a
I woke
conversation
up.
with
Well, and then I woke up, and then our freaking dragon friend here, and I just glanced over at him and was like, randomly decided to spaz out and was flying over this exact town.
You made a noise
What?
Huh?
whenever you woke up. You made a noise, and then I started flying. That's
What
all
did-
I can remember of that.
What did he just say? Oh, God, that's just too much information over there.
What?
What?
No,
No, I was laughing because I was like, "Ha, she can't understand what he was saying."
no, not y'all.
Or-
I need
no.
to leave, okay? I just need to leave.
Well, guess what? You got 30 minutes.
Oh, no, not here. Oh, no. No, I mean my house.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Sorry.
what is Nigel's response to that?
I just look over and it's like, okay, I guess I'll try to leave you alone. But mark my words, if we come back in contact with you, and if you're on an opposing side, we will have no mercy. Had your chance
Nigel,
with us.
listen. Nigel, I do not want to be enemies with any of you. But I do know I probably did make a bunch of dwarves and gnomes and Dacius and Lashana and Gander mad. And all I gotta say is I get that. But I will help the bigger cause, and I will find a way that Gander can survive.
Uh-huh.
I will.
He's not gonna question that. He doesn't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking over, well, okay then, I just look over and it's like, and if you're saying you don't remember much, then how do you think you angered all those gnomes and midgets and stuff and
Because
our fellow
I
party
destroyed
members?
the castle. Whenever I activated Ifrit, I think I destroyed the castle. I don't know.
And
It-
killed the
Jesus
Celestial
Christ.
that's there.
Well, Athena doesn't know that though.
Ifrit said that. He
He did. I don't.
yeah.
But you
Um,
killed a celestial?
Yep.
You killed a celestial?
I would like to point out originally Ifrit was like, well, we didn't technically kill her, but now he's just like, yeah, you know what, fuck it.
I didn't want to. I blame it on Ifrit. I really do.
You did want to.
I did not. I did not want to kill anybody, Ifrit.
Okay, you two,
That's-
don't get your
that's-
panties up in a knot.
That's
You
not
two
what
can
your
argue
heart
this out
said.
after you two can argue this out after I leave. Basically, you're screwed. You are completely and totally screwed, and we might come back in contact with you, we might not. We don't know how large this
Nigel,
world is.
Just
The only thing we know about this world is that it's flat.
do me one favor.
That is also a interesting thing to think about.
That's I'll be honest. That's pretty good. That was a good joke.
But
Because it would make sense.
Yeah.
and the
Anyway,
Nightbird. But
Nigel.
anyways, though, Athena, if we
No.
come back in contact with you, I'll attempt to have mercy on you, but I can't guarantee the other ones. But I will
Listen.
attempt to
No.
act as a bridge.
Please, just don't tell them where I'm heading. Just don't lead them to the
I don't
capital.
even know where you're heading, so I can't tell them. I don't know where
Don't
you're
tell
going.
them what village or anything that I'm heading with the Barrelopes. Just please.
I don't know where the Barrelopes are heading. I don't know where you're heading, so I
Okay.
physically can't.
Just
I just need to
don't
find a way
mention
back
this
to
village
them.
and do not mention that we came into contact.
I don't.
I
I
love how
won't
they're-
mention our contact. I don't even know this village's name. I don't
I
know
love
where
how
we are.
neither of them have noticed what they both just said.
Yeah.
What did we
Alright.
both just say?
They both just said that they are both working with the Barrelopes.
Going. I don't know where this village is. I don't know where the rest of the party is.
Athena wants to pull
Well, you
up.
said you had to go back and find them, and I thought you were talking about the Barrelopes.
No,
I
I
want
was
to
talking
pull
about the
out
other
my
party
hand.
members.
Oh, okay.
Shake it.
Okay.
She pulls out her hand for him to shake it.
Does he
Um,
shake her hand?
Is there a way I can put my my bullet back to where I got it from, but still just leave it enchanted or something? I don't know. Like, is there a way I can?
Yeah, like
quasi-deactivate
it's not a spell that enchants your like your bullet. It enchants you.
Okay, well
so-
then I put my bullet back, and I shake her hand.
Okay.
Now,
Nothing nefarious
please,
from either of them.
please, get them to go to the capital. I will meet you all there. I know it won't be on the nicest of terms, but we have to settle peace. And we have to find a way to make Gander survive and for Dacius not to turn on us. Or we have to get Dacius to get all of us
Us.
back.
Like Dacius is gonna cause us too much harm. He's a fucking Ant-Man.
Don't doubt what he's done. Also,
Oh, fuck you too.
we need
Well, I just glanced over at her and I'm just like,
Gander
I've
looks
seen
at
you do
Daisy.
things too.
Why'd you say that?
Oh, nothing. It's-
I just had a feeling like somebody was saying something bad about me.
Yeah,
But Nigel,
no.
my aunt senses.
Nigel,
I mean, I just look over at her and I just like, what's Dace ever done to you? I've seen you do worse.
Oh,
No.
here we go.
Nigel. Dacius
Such
has
as,
done some screwed
Me.
up things, but I cannot hold him accountable because actually, I can't hold him accountable. I have no idea. I tried defending Dacius, but Ifrit countered every defense I had. But please tell them I'm sorry, and I will do my best.
but I thought you said I can't tell them that we were in contact.
Yes, you can tell them we were in contact. Never mind. Just tell them
Man, are you drunk? Is that
It wants to
alcohol I
turn
smell in
into
your
a bird
breath?
and
Is that
try to
why I could
refine-
smell you so easily? The alcohol?
Athena wants to turn into a bird and fly out.
Can I just
Okay.
slap her as
Well,
she
you
turns
can't
into a
turn
bird,
in.
though?
You can't turn into. I wouldn't say you could turn. Well, no, never mind. Yeah, you can turn into a bird.
Okay.
Well, then
I
can I
want-
instead of
Fucking
slapping, can I just-
albatross. A thunderbird.
Can I
No,
just
I want to
attempt,
turn into like a little bluebird.
That's
Wait.
too. That's a little too much. You can't
wanna
turn
be-
it.
Bruh.
She can't turn herself like. She can't change that much.
Well, then maybe she turns into a cat and just leaps out of the hole in the roof.
She can still. She can grow wings.
Yeah, I want to grow.
Yeah, that is true. You could just straight up grow wings and
I want to grow wings and fly out.
Well, there you go. You use the
Built-in
spell. She grows wings and she begins to fly out. Now, what does Nigel want to do?
Can I just attempt to, like, gently tap her on the back? Just as a way to say, bye.
Strength.
Oh my god.
You know I love my
Shoots her down like a SAM. A fucking surface to air missile.
hits her on the back so hard she gets thrown through the rest of the inn. Her wings break.
Breaks the fucking sound barrier out of the inn.
Well, let's
I
see.
kind of want that to happen now.
Oh my god.
What did he get?
So Nigel,
One.
so Nigel tries to do like a tap on her back. However, he can't even manage to do that. His hand kind of like hits the back of her foot.
What in blaze is wrong with me today?
So
Is there a reason why you tried to hit me?
I was just trying to tap you on the back to try to say goodbye or something.
Okay, well,
he was trying to kill you.
Ifrit, shut up.
No.
I like the
Ifrit,
I like the idea that Ifrit is still like hungover or something.
Ifrit, you just be quiet. We need to go find a place to bathe, and get nicer clothes.
Nicer clothes? We're going to war. You don't need nicer clothes.
I need to go to war looking cute.
Can I just have to just breathe a little bit of ice just up, like, not at her, it's like next to her to show my disapproval that I heard that?
Yeah.
I mean, you
From
could
the
just-
distance she sees from the inn, there's just like ice spewing out.
She wants to wave back and like flutter her eyelashes.
Oh, I thought she'd, because he can't really see her that well, she would flip him off instead, but
Oh. Bye, Nigel. Remember what I said.
Can I just scream in response at her? It's like, oh!
yes.
I
You're
do.
terrifying.
He just he just like makes like a deep roar.
And can I just look over at what's his face? It's like, come on, let's go. We need to evacuate here before the inn owner notices us. But first,
We're
I
running
see if
through
she's
the
While I
door.
will follow that order, I will say that I think they would have already noticed.
Okay, well then, before I get on Ishtar's back, can I just look around and see if Athena left anything?
Yes.
Athena did not. She still has everything.
I'm looking for money.
There was the one thing.
I have the robe still. The robe's still wrapped around her neck.
Yeah, that's not what fell out.
What fell out?
Must I attempt to roll to see if I find anything?
No. Well, you know what? Yeah, do a wisdom check to see if you like look around.
Cause she has her ring on her finger.
Yeah. I know what she dropped. If he can find it. If he doesn't find it, I might just say she didn't drop anything at all. But if he gets like a,
Ooh.
yeah, all right.
What did she drop? She didn't drop anything.
So, Nigel, he thinks, well, maybe she may have dropped something along the way.
I'm looking for money.
So
I'm a broke
he
dragon.
digs under the bed that she was laying under.
Yeah, I just find
and-
this weird, by the way. She says she doesn't like confined space, and she was sleeping under a bed.
Yeah.
But she could reach out, like, you know, if she had to, she can get out.
And for him, sadly, he doesn't find much. And I don't know if he's actually going to use this, but what he
have
does
to-
find that she dropped is that she left her spell book.
No!
I don't get why you're crying. You literally have not used.
Yeah.
No, there's the spells in there from Mariella.
I know.
I want them.
Well, then can I just say tisk tisk, and then I just open it up and just thumb through it?
Yes. Well, hold on. Let me add it into your inventory.
No!
Yes.
I'm gonna hurt
Yes.
you, Alexander.
You're the one who
What?
left it there. You know.
I mean, it
Bruh.
makes sense. It is fairly, and you haven't really paid any attention to it, so it would make sense that if she dropped anything, it would be the spell book.
Yeah.
But it has the Mariella spell.
Yes.
Yeah.
As he
I
thumbs
want that.
through,
What Mariella spell?
that's what I'm trying to find out because she wrote in 3. I just can't remember exactly what they
You
all
wrote
are.
in the
What?
storm spell.
Yeah, that was the one you tried and then paralyzed yourself over or something.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
level 1. I was gonna wait until I was
Okay,
level
here we go.
5 to try it.
He finds 3 spells. Eruption, rainfall, and plant-borne summon.
Oh boy, these add me into the nature freak category.
Well, I mean, I will say, you can talk with plants.
Well, true, I guess.
So, in theory, you could create a
It's
plant
8:37 p.m.
Yes.
I swear,
I-
Xander, I'm gonna hurt
I
you
already
so bad.
abandoned Jaden.
That is a good point.
buddy. Yeah, poor Jaden.
No.
He's still back in Concord. Oh, no.
If we're gonna go back there, and Nigel isn't gonna be there unless Nigel returns to Concord.
Maybe. Oh, I
My
just thought
spell
of a
book.
great idea. Oh, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Well, because he had a
Why you didn't
fucking
think of what?
dragon. If anyone would get there, it'd be him.
All right. So he sees that and he sees a spell, but then here's what I thought of. I don't know if he's going to do it, but here's what I thought of. He can talk to plants now.
Sorry about that, it glitched out.
All right. Well,
What did I
so-
miss?
so I realized something that Nigel can do because he wants to find the other. Right. So that's what he wants to do. However, he doesn't really know how to get back to that mountain, or even if they are back at that mountain. Now, he could try to ask some animals, but that's kind of a crapshoot. But plants are everywhere.
Grass talking time,
Oh.
lads.
So perhaps he could ask a tree or well, probably not a tree. I don't think he's had bad experiences with trees in the past. so I don't think he'd ask a tree, but maybe I don't know some.
Oh, yes. Hey, any trees know where my clan is? Oh, it's you.
Oh, by God, if it ain't Nigel.
Oh my god.
Don't
If
ask me
it
why they
ain't
have
my
that
old
accent. They
husband,
just do.
Nigel. I left you. How'd you find me again?
If he ever gets like a plant buddy, it needs to be a sunflower with a heavy Russian accent. That's just incredibly depressing.
Why, hello, comrade. I am
God.
Sunflower.
Why are you making like a voice you're on like South Park or
Brett, man. I'm
Are you
going.
gonna talk to the fucking weeds or not?
Yeah, so you can do that. So
Yeah,
what's Nigel?
I'd like to try to talk to some.
Okay, so Nigel gets on Ishtar and they fly out of the inn. However, he immediately tells Ishtar to go back to land back on the ground. And Nigel he looks around the area and he sees like a pot sitting up like near a windowsill. And it does have a really nice looking flower on it. It appears to be some sort of rose.
Okay.
So, would you like to ask the rose?
Yes.
So, Nigel walks up to the rose and he activates the talking plants. Now, I have to see how much magic that takes up, because you're probably running low.
paralyzed. I hope he gets paralyzed.
Bite me.
You took my spell book.
You left it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's her retort. No.
My
No. Stop.
Nigel, you're not
Mark,
gonna be
now.
very peaceful if you don't give me back my
It's
spell
my
book.
spell book now.
Yeah,
Okay,
No. What are you doing?
speak. Yeah, what?
I need to be a level 5.
You're level negative 9,000.
What? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This, like, it won't exceed your magic. Speak with the plant. However, you won't be able to use anymore.
Okay.
Well, because he's not a dedicated like spellcaster, so he'd still be able to do things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does go up to the plant. He activates his speak with plant.
Hey, listen. Question for you. I'm part of a little party, if you will, and we've got some important crap to be doing. Only problem is Ishtar, my dragon here, randomly decides to spaz and fly, or just spaz sometimes. So he flew us away from the party, which I'm not blaming him for that. I don't know what's going on. I only got him like about a day ago. So here's a question. Some of the other members of my party, one of them abandoned us. Odd. But
You stole my spell book.
You left it.
You could have flown and
You're probably gonna need to be specific with the plant. I will say that.
Well then, then it's like, okay, so there's members in our party. One of them is a human-sized ant thing named Dacius. He's a little infamous, I think. The other one is this time-traveling guy named, and the other one is this half-elf named
Lashana's
Lashana
a full elf.
Yeah, she's a full elf. She's not.
Oh, then the other one is this full elf named Lashana, who recently returned from the dead. Do you know where they are? Or might you be able to ask some of the plants, or just some of the plant in this general part of the world?
So the road slightly tilts over to the left, and one of its petals flies off and begins floating away through the wind. And Nigel, he waits. He's never tried talking to a plant before, though at the moment it does kind of look like he's crazy. And what feels like a good 10 or so minutes pass before the petal is blown back. And as the petal passes by Nigel, it's almost as if the wind goes right through his ears, and he hears the plant's voice. Down in the woods to the west. Wooden hut. And that's
Okay, thank you. And then I'm out on Ishtar, and I was like, go west. We're looking for a hut in the woods.
And Ishtar nods, and he leaps off of the ground and begins. So
watch, I accidentally uproot the rose.
Real quick, before Audrey is forced to get off, let's cut back to her, what she's doing right now.
Okay. Athena wants to. Alright. Athena wants to look around and see, like, what's all around her and stuff, and below her and ahead of her.
So, of course, there's a lot of greenery around. She does notice that as she looks down and she sees Noomtul. As she continues forward, there does appear to be a very thin path leading towards something that she can't quite see from where she's at.
She wants to go to the farthest, like the store that's closest to the path.
The store?
There's a store that's closest to the path.
She can't. She's up in the air. She can't see a store.
Well, she wants to go down a little bit to where she can see a store.
She goes down. The only stores that she can see are in
Kmart.
Noomtal.
What are in Noomtal? I feel so.
It's the name of the town. Noomtal or whatever.
Noomtal is the name
Yeah.
of the town.
I know,
Yeah.
but like, never mind.
They're terrified of you.
She wants to follow the path, but flying.
Okay. So she begins flying through this narrowed path. And as she's flying, she feels sort of like a jolt sensation. She realizes it is coming from Ifrit.
What's wrong?
Up ahead, there's a large surplus of dark magic.
This will be fun.
Yes, it will.
So,
Follow me if you get the new
let's
Super
fly
Nintendo Entertainment
straight to
System.
the dark Let's fly straight to where the dark magic is, I guess.
You're certain that is where you want to go,
Nope.
but you're going there anyway.
Yep.
I will never understand you mortals.
And I will never understand you, Ifrit. Guess we're tied.
Ifrit begrudgingly begins to guide her. Now then, we cut back once more to Gander and Dacius, who are faced with this other Lashana. Something odd about this Lashana, though, is that her clothes do look just like how Lashana's do currently. However, they are pure white.
So, I mean, I haven't seen any true soul, so either this is it, or,
Correct. I am the true soul.
Oh, well, thanks for answering my question.
No, that makes things a lot easier. So, I don't really know how this works exactly, but could you fix up that soul orb thing? 'Cause we kind of need that for Lashana to live, and well, I mean, it is you, so I would think that you would also want to fix that. So, and the true soul looks at them with an expression that they can't quite tell exactly what it is. They can't tell what this true soul is feeling from this expression. It's almost blank. Hello? We want to fix you.
Yeah, 'cause the orb it's cracked.
The true soul is still not moved.
Well,
Well, this is quite good. What should we do?
I mean, I don't know, because it doesn't even look like there's anything beyond this point, and I mean, to be honest, I don't imagine someone would remember this much this far back, but you know.
Negative. There are more memories. However, they are not allowed.
Oh. You know, it is nice to meet someone that's straightforward in their answers. I mean, at the very least. You know, you pose a question and they're just like, well, this is the answer. There you go.
How do we become allowed? This soul must accept you.
I mean,
Where do we sign up to get accepted?
you gonna fax me the paperwork?
Is there a
And this is
document I have to
canonically-
sign, or is there like,
This
do I have to fill out
canonically-
something in advance?
Yeah, like, do I have
Canonically,
to
why fax?
schedule for a later date and just come back like next week?
This is canonically why fax machines were invented, for this very specific purpose.
A fantasy fax machine. FFM.
God.
No cables required.
No. Yeah. Runs completely on rune magic.
God.
However, you do have to pick up after it.
Communicate. Communicate with allies from across the kingdom.
Please note, though, that you will have to clean up after it. It pees ink.
Peas Inc.
That's disgusting.
Warning.
Disgusting.
It may or may not be possessed by a malicious spirit.
Disgusting.
We are not responsible for any missing children and any blood red documents that the fax machine may create.
stating that you surrender all of your born to the makers of the fax machine.
Yes.
Well,
Legal disclaimer: we are not responsible for any
I
damage
feel like
or cost
asking-
or loss.
so what? Does she have to like us or something?
Be more like.
Negative. This soul does not recognize you.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
Huh.
We were in the memories. How would it
Yeah.
not recognize us? And the true soul does not answer.
Come on, I just complimented you for answering questions, you know. But whatever. Mariella, you have any ideas?
Don't know.
Well, this is a very tough situation. She's about to say her own name. Lashana would know you two the best, but it's almost as if she hasn't tried to know you at all.
I think that is a good point. Like, you know, we've been together for like a week, but we've never talked or, well, communicated in any meaningful way.
What if we talked now?
I mean, sure, about what?
Oh boy, I just realized this is the perfect time for Gander to do this. boy, here we go. Gander takes in a deep breath. I've been holding in a secret ever since this journey started. Due to the nature of time magic,
Stop
no matter
recording.
what happens
Note
during this
2.
journey,
Created.
by its end, I will not be able to stand with you all. And Mariella, she kind of holds her head low, as if she kind of feels guilty. I am an anomaly to the world. Soon as something happens to prevent me from coming into existence, I will be erased. Not just from the world itself, but from everyone's minds as well. Become forgotten.
Yay!
Best cliffhanger.
It will be
Welcome
the best
to Victor
cliffhanger for
Reader.
you, Audrey, because it's about time.
I know. Hold on. I'm gonna go see if I can persuade them. I'm the big
Because you want to figure out what happened.
Put your low charisma to good use.
And Mariella, she puts her hand over
Connected
her
to
arm.
Wi-Fi.
She does look
End of note.
extremely
Start recording.
extremely like she
Pause
feels
recording.
really guilty.
Yep.
What's the word, Mama Bird?
So what's the word?
Why?
Why? What?
Motherfucker!
I think this would be a really good time for Dacius. Like no weapons or anything. Just to punch like Gander in the chest.
Yeah. Definitely.
I gotta go.
Alright, see you,
Alright.
Audrey.
I mean,
We'll see you next session, whenever that is.
See you next
Audrey,
session.
not tomorrow.
Yeah, just write whenever and bruh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bye.
See you, Audrey.
Bye.
sure, you know what? Yeah.
Can you roll that 1d20, please?
Please get a 20.
Yeah. I
Smoke
would
weed
oh wow.
every day.
He didn't get 20, but he got a really good roll. So, Dacius, he winds up his hand and he punches Gander in the chest. And Gander is kind of surprised. This punch didn't really hurt him, but he could feel it. You can tell that
Why didn't you tell me?
because if I told you all, then where would your priorities lie? You wouldn't care about saving the world anymore. It would only be about protecting me. And if you truly did protect me, then that means the future wouldn't changed.
Jesus Christ, something's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
And Mariella, she looks over at how Decius is reacting. She can't even look at him. She keeps averting her gaze whenever she tries to look at him.
God. Fuck.
Everything becomes quiet until the silence is broken. This soul has recognized you. You may proceed. And more clouds begin to appear, and they stretch on for a while.
Who's there? What? What are you
I
doing?
do have a question.
Okay.
Do we all have to do that, or was it just him?
No.
Like,
What did I miss?
okay.
It depends on how much. When did you stop either hearing us or listening?
I was out here guys like 10 seconds ago.
Okay, no.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Let's get this over with.
And as Decius walked past, it looked as though Mariella about to say something,
Dude.
but as Decius, as she sees his expression, his anger, his frustration, his sadness, she couldn't bring herself to say anything. Continues walking. And they look up and they do see a new memory. However, something is very odd with this one. The perspective at first does appear to be from Lashana until they hear the voice. Whoever's talking, whoever this memory is showing the perspective from, isn't Lashana. And as they look up and they see this memory, the memory ends as the person is seemingly stabbed. As they look down and see the knife that has gone through their back, the memory ends. And I don't know if they've really noticed because they've just kind of been going through the motions, and of course Decius's emotional state at the moment, but the true soul appears to be guiding them through these new memories. And the memories show this other person through all of their earlier years. Showed how they had a family. How they had a fairly fulfilling life. And one thing that they did notice is they were also an elf. And as they got to the very early years of this person, process seemed to begin again. Different voice, killed in some fashion, going through their lives as well.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Does it end?
The true soul does not answer, it just continues. And things continue this rate until finally there's a change. I'm gonna be right back again.
Okay.
So just
I'm
hold up.
also gonna be back. I'm gonna get a drink.
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna check up on my YouTube notifications. I don't give two craps if you're live. Oh wait, Metroid Prime? Still don't give a crap.
Raising Allah.
That's odd. Like it's just like the two of us talking. I can actually hear your computer running.
That's because I just got real close to it. One of my cords keeps getting stuck in the case, like one of the side panels. There's a part that's loose and shit, and my headphone cable is getting stuck like in between the side panel, and the front panel, or whatever.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
Well, no, it's fine. Like my computer is fine. It's just the case.
I understand. Yeah, you're probably gonna hear a little bit of is there any wind or something?
I can only hear it whenever you talk, but then it's fine because that's with everyone,
I see. Well, that's actually due to the fact I just snipped one of the earbuds off, causing the mic on these cheapo earbuds to start acting up. So that's just kind of just dangling over my left side a bit, right about in line with the box fan.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you're hearing. It's just the wind coming out of the box fan.
Yeah.
Now order some more YouTube commercials we can cue.
Oh fuck yeah! Another ad break. Jesus. Honey. There's honey. Maybe Wish. I don't know.
I've never heard of anybody being sponsored by Wish.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen commercials for it, but I don't know if they sponsor people. I'm kind of just hoping that they have.
I'm good at that. Let's see. Google.com. Thanks forever, by the way.
Trying to think. Oh, Skillshare! Or did we already say that
We
one?
already used that.
Fuck.
Have you ever heard anything ever sponsored by Linode?
Not really. ExpressVPN.
Oh yeah, and Tunnel Bear.
Yeah,
Whatever
Tunnel
happened to
Bear.
Tunnel Bear. Whatever happened to it?
I don't know. I used it once. It was okay. I used the free version and shit.
I am alive.
Good.
Oh,
Also,
we only got two. We only got two new sponsors.
who are they this time?
ExpressVPN and TunnelBear.
I haven't even heard of TunnelBear.
It's another VPN.
Oh, okay.
It came
Also,
before they all seem to have the exact same thing. So I'm just wondering, is the company constantly rebranding itself?
also, I was thinking about this line on a YouTube video, and I think it kind of perfectly encompasses the conversation that just happened between Nigel and Athena, where Athena being this one character, look, you're gonna keep giving me shit, or you're gonna help us find a way out of here. And then Nigel being this character, oh, I'm gonna do both, because I don't know if you know this, but I'm a pretty good multitasker.
Oh, by the way, did my icon change come through?
Your icon change.
I attempted to
I'm
add
back.
an icon.
Oh?
Oh no, I don't think it did.
No, I don't see it.
Are you talking about
Darn.
profile picture?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, no.
sometimes those take a minute to change.
Well, I tried to change it yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it
okay,
didn't work.
then yeah.
What are you gonna change it to?
Like the Windows error icon.
Uh,
Let's see, settings. I don't want to change my status. User settings, I think.
all right, so let's get back to this. So the new memory that they see,
I'll
that
do it later.
after going through, it felt like at least an hour just walking through all these other memories, but that could also be due to just the emotional stress that everyone's going through. They see a memory of a kingdom that seems to be in peril. The sky is a blood red. And from
Okay, somebody put some band-aids on God's toe.
and from the perspective that they are following, it appears to be someone running. And as they look closer, it appears that this person is running on a creature, a very large creature. This creature has coal black scales,
Ooh.
large wings. Does it sound familiar to either of you?
Face? Could that possibly be, what's his face?
Could very well be.
Yeah, because that one guy, he was an elf. You know.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh! Wait. Which guy? Stylus?
No. I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
Oh, alright.
I was just wondering if that was the dragon.
Elf.
If that was our little dragon.
What are you talking about? Could very well be. And,
But
this
of course,
person...
canonically, I'm not here to see this.
Yeah, right. Canonically, you are not. But if Nigel was there, yes, he would say that from what he's seeing so far in this memory, it looks almost exactly like the creature he saw in that dream, quote unquote.
Okay, yeah.
And this person, by the way, one recurring thing among all of these all of these different people's perspectives that they've all noticed is all of them have been elf females. And this one appears to be no different. The elf calls out to someone. And the person, assumingly that she calls to, leaps into the air and digs their sword into this creature. The sword is powerful. It cleaves through those scales in an instant. And as Dacius sees this person with the sword, he feels like he's seen them somewhere before. Can't quite put a finger on where, but he's felt like he has seen someone like that before. Do you want to do a wisdom check to see if he knows?
Yes.
Okay.
It would make sense either way. Damn.
Yep. So Dacius could not put any finger on it. And as the two are attacking this creature, the elf looks over to the side, and you can see there are armies of people, all of varying races. Gnomes, dwarves, elves, half-elves, humans. However, there are races that appear to not be there. The two most notable exceptions, they do not see any dragonborn, and they do not see any tieflings.
Ha ha ha. That's a gaming moment.
And then the elf rushes up towards this creature's head. As she looks down at it, they see that this creature has 6 glowing eyes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And as she tries to attack it, the creature, despite its size, raises one of its legs incredibly fast and stabs it through the elf. And that is where the memory ends. Dacius, Gander, and Marielle are all dumbfounded at what they've just witnessed. That creature. That. Gander, he kind of steps back. He begins to shake. That creature. He grabs the hilt of his sword. That creature.
What is it?
It's the one. It is the demon dragon.
So you're telling me.
Oh, everyone did. Hey, I'll let you think around
That motherfucker. That thing. Has tried shit before?
I don't know. But it was there. That was it. There's no mistaking it.
I don't think I have ever seen so many people rallied against one thing.
And even Mariella, they look at her expression, and she does look horrified, which he just saw. How could a creature like that even exist? And the true soul continues leading them down. And they look at more memories. And throughout these next few memories, they do find out more about this individual that was in that memory. Their name was Florencia. They were the first elven queen. And after seeing Florencia's life throughout, the true soul finally stops. And the place where it stops shows a glowing orb, a large white glowing orb.
Is this it?
Correct. This is the soul.
Great. What do we do?
I don't care if there's a new Half-Life game.
It's been out for months. Don't worry about it.
Well, apparently it's some VR only thing.
Yeah, that's the one.
Just got a notification. I don't care.
I don't know.
Never played any.
Gander. Perhaps we could heal it?
I mean, do we have anything to do that?
I need to see here what this does. The spell does that a Sir Gander has. Oh, wow. That's really good.
What is it?
Dacius.
What?
I know. I know I probably shouldn't be asking this, but would you give me a piece of your blanket?
It heals Lashana, right? Like, it gets us out of here.
I don't know if it will get us out, but it will heal.
Well, sure. Yeah.
So Gander lifts up the blanket, takes out his short sword, and cuts a piece of it off.
The middle switch.
And he walks over White Orb. The cloth disintegrates in his hand, and as it does, his hands both begin to glow. And he reaches them out towards the soul. As he touches it, the soul begins to react. energy begins flowing out from it. Gander begins struggling. Dacius! Mariella! It's resisting.
What do you mean it's resisting?
I don't know, but I can't. It won't allow me to touch it. I need. And his face, as he turns back to Dacius, is of desperation. I need your help.
All right. So I'm trying. How would I help?
Lost a little bit of peripheral vision on this side.
I'm trying to think.
You could. So I know what I want to happen.
Because I was thinking, I was thinking that I'd help him push, but I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So Mariella first, and then Dacius put their hands onto the soul, and as they do, they understand what
Sorry
he's
about
talking
the
about.
background noise, guys.
That's okay. There is a large force pushing them, trying to get them away from touching it. I'm going to have us roll some Constitution.
Oh, baby. Ooh. Ow.
Yeah, ow. I'm going to use an inspiration. I got 2 left. Which I may refill, give us all 1 after this session. There we go. There we go. This force starts to become stronger. But as it does, all 3 of them are holding their ground. They continue pushing more and more until finally Gander is able to place his hands onto the soul. And the force immediately stops. And the soul does glow a faint light as Gander's hands press up against it. The true soul vanishes back into the water beneath. And in another flash of light, the 3 of them wake up back in Mariella's hut.
What the fuck?
What was that? And Mariella gets up, she's rubbing her head, and they all look, and they do see the crack in the soul orb is gone. And it is back to a natural full glow.
Thank God.
We did it. We actually did it. After they all see this, Mariella lets out a sigh of relief. She gets up. First thing she does, she goes over to her pot. She tastes the soup. Now it's cold.
How long were we gone?
She like peeks out her doorway to look out up at the sun. I'd say about half an hour.
Oh. Wonder how far the dwarves made it.
I don't know. Does Dacius want to look out to see if he can see them? All right. So Dacius looks out. Can you roll
What was I rolling for?
I guess dexterity.
Oh, my dex.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a negative modifier or something.
Surprisingly, you don't.
Oh.
You do not have negative. So, Dacius is looking around, and he doesn't see the dwarf. He looks over by the mountain. Nothing. He looks over in the other direction. Nothing. However, he does look up towards the sky. And what he, at least from what he thinks he can see, he thinks he sees Ishtar.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck is that?
And as we cut to Nigel's perspective, he's looking down. He sees the hut, and he sees Dacius.
There they are! There they are! Land and crush.
Wait, what?
Nigel, the true villain.
Oh, I swear, if he actually fucking does that.
Did he actually say that?
I said land and don't crush them.
Oh, okay. I thought he said land.
Yeah,
and crush them.
what we both heard was you say and crush them. So Ishtar obeys and he flies down right in front of the hut. And Dacius has never been so happy to see any of the other party members.
My God, Nigel!
And the
Dacius!
gander peeks outside.
Get
Nigel, you're alive!
Yeah! Yeah, I am.
Holy shit, where have you been?
Oh, story. I'm not.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're cutting after me too.
I think you're too far away from your mic or something.
Yeah, you do sound quieter.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you
Nice.
There you go.
There you go.
That must have failed. I actually had to unplug it and go to my phone now. But guys, I had the weirdest experiences. So I knocked out on the dragon or something, and I had this weird dream that I was surrounded by this mist, and I attempted to climb the only thing I could see, and it turned out to be this weird black-looking giant dragon thing with half a dozen or so eyes. And it
Wait, what?
chased
Wait.
me, and
Black dragon. Half a dozen
it's like-
eyes?
Yeah, like a charcoal black dragon with like half a dozen eyes on it, and they were glowing, and then it tried to follow me in, and then I woke up.
Dacius and Gander both look at each other before looking back at him.
What are you looking at each other like that for?
Does Dacius want to bring it up? I have to ask this before I do what I'm about to do.
Well, that suggests that there are different outcomes. Originally, I was going to. You know what? I think it fits for him to just be like, well, we just saw this thing. You know
Okay.
what? Yeah.
All right.
We.
That's the demon dragon.
Yeah, that.
The one that has. Yes, the one that terrorized my future. That's it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm sorry. You gonna reach over and just show him that.
Or he does not remember exactly what happened in the dream. And honestly, I like the second one. I like the second one. Because the way he's saying it, it really doesn't seem like he really remembers exactly what happened.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Okay, yeah, because I like that. I do.
Okay. But then Ishtar over here, and I just look over, and I was like, not blaming you or anything, but I gotta figure out why he's doing that. He flew off, and he was over this town, or this village or something. I woke up, and I was able to get up on him, and I saw something that I really was not expecting to see.
What?
Was it the
other
demon
member-
dragon?
No. Possibly even worse.
Oh.
The other member of the party.
Athena?
Unfortunately, yes. She was allied with these bearlope-looking things, and
The Bearlopes?
I don't know. That's what they looked like to me, anyway. She tried to have me killed because I tried to freeze her in place to attempt to ask her, why are you not with the rest of the group? But don't answer, though, because eventually she must have tried to retire for the night, because I took a little break for about 15-30 minutes, and I used one of my spells, and I was able to track her down to this inn that had a very punny name. I crashed through the ceiling of her room, on Ishtar, and Ishtar was good with that, and she was hiding under her bed, but then she came out and explained things to me, and I think she screwed up in the head, clearly, based off of what she told me that she did. She tried to save face, but I don't believe the crap she's saying other than what she did, and then I just walk over to Dacius and just try to console him.
She's messed up in the head, all right. And as they say this, Mariella, they didn't notice, but Mariella was in the doorway. And her eye is twitching. You let the one possessed by a celestial spirit get away. No. Do not blame them, Mariella. Do not blame them. Do not blame them.
Can I just look over and say, Mariella, you're back
Let
too.
her. It's a real fucking good one.
Can I just look over at her and just like, oh, hey, Mariella, you're back too. Family reunion?
And she does kind of chuckle at that, but and she does kind of like shake her head and regain her senses. Look, there's no time for that. Just where has she gone?
Well,
She told me to tell you guys. She seemed like conflicted whether she wanted me to tell you or she wanted me to hide it, and she told me ultimately to tell you, which I would have told you guys anyway because, we're kind of close friends and all, and I never liked her to begin with. I mean, clearly based off the fact we've conflicted a couple times. Anyways, she said she's trying to go to the capital or something, and she's saying we will meet again. And if we do...
Yes. Ugh. Where are those fucking dwarves?
Well, wherever they are, I'm on your guys' side. I'll help you all out as much as I can before I screw something up inevitably, like I always manage to do. But I've got Ishtar on my side too, as long as he doesn't decide to spaz again.
Ishtar. Can he find them? Can he look for them?
I'm just like, Ishtar, can you attempt to find the dwarves? Can you attempt to find some dwarves that these people seem concerned about?
And Ishtar nods. He begins flying off. And Mariella, she takes out her staff. Okay, look. We need to go to the capital right now. Is there anywhere else you all need to go first?
Well,
I don't know. The only thing I could think of would be a general store just to restock on some stuff, food and water and stuff, and that'd be.
I was thinking Concord, because we have some people there that might be willing to help us. But I mean,
the Adventurers Guild.
Well, the people that we met at the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, the others.
Yeah, the others. Yeah, those.
Suffice it to say, I don't think we've beaten them.
Grom.
And I just chuckle.
Actually, technically we did, because technically Gander was in the what was it, a church? He was there first.
It was the church.
You were there first. I mean,
we were rehearsing a prayer for, and then Mariella cuts him off. Okay, we'll go to Concord. Got it.
Wait, Concord? Isn't that... Oh, I'm so sorry, Jaden. I don't think we can't pick him up, but I'll let him know that I'm still around and I'll come back.
No, listen, we can. All right, look, I might be breaking some rules. I don't care. This is a serious situation. Now, gather round.
Okay.
I do.
And Gander does. They all gather around her. She takes her staff, and magical energy begins to come off of her body. And as it does, she slams her staff on the ground, and in an instant, they are gone. They vanish from the area. And I believe that is where we will end it off.
God damn it. I'm not even mad about leaving it off. I'm mad about leaving the dwarves.
I'm mad about leaving the dragon.
Well, oh yeah, you did. Wait, did we take Athena with us? Or Lashana?
You devious shite.
So,
question.
Lashana and Ishtar are, the ones that are left there. And maybe they'll meet up with the dwarves, but I don't think Lashana would... Well, no, because she was there.
Yeah.
So she might have the vaguest idea of what to do.
But she can't communicate with... Well, she can communicate with the dragon can't communicate with her other than shaking his head.
Yeah. Oh boy, in the next session we're gonna get to meet up with the old fucking group. I remember you were saying like they'd have a fucking surprise party or something.
And
that would...
I'm okay with telling you this. I am not planning on changing that.
I'm just imagining that.
We get back there, and they're having a surprise party, and we get in, we're all like flustered, and we go up to them, we're like, listen, no time for parties, we're about to go to war.
Yeah, the capital's probably gonna burn, like, we don't know. Surprise!
Yeah, surprise!
There's no time for parties when there's time for killing people.
Yes, next session's definitely going to be interesting. I hope Tessa will be back by the time we have the next session. I don't know when she'll be back. Can't play tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm headed home tomorrow, anyways.
Okay.
Mom's got a job interview, a union mission tomorrow morning at 9:30, and so she's gonna be out here around 10:30, 11 to pick me up.
So there are some things I'd like to talk about. One of which was related to the thing that I said earlier, and I'm not gonna sit here and ask about a bunch of spells, except one. This spell in particular caught my eye, not because of what it does.
All right.
Not because of what it does, but because of what it apparently requires.
Okay.
Now, whether or not this spell exists, I honestly don't fucking care, because it's amazing. It's called Witch Bolt. And it did like 2d12 damage or something, I don't remember which kind. Anyways, you know what it said it fucking required?
What?
A stick that comes from a tree that was struck by lightning. And I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe it would be possible to do some bullshit where it's like someone uses a lightning spell, but, like, how? With the octopus tentacle, that's something that you could, like, look for, in theory. But with that, it's like...
Witch bolt. I know it... I'm pretty sure it exists.
And even if it's different, like even if on this website they were just retarded or something, I still thought it was the funniest thing that like one of the only way.
Oh yeah, you have that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, like you can use it now.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the thing. But it said it
Well,
required...
I guess that is because, you do kind of have to balance that, because,
Yeah, well, I know, but
2d12 is pretty powerful.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like there are only two ways you'd be able to obtain it. A, if someone had a lightning spell and we were working off technicalities, or if B, it was just intentionally put into the story, like you're walking through, a fucking, like that would be something you'd have to specify, right? Or maybe you see a tree get struck by lightning.
Yeah,
during a
you would
storm.
you definitely have to bring that up somehow.
I guess it's kind of the same with the octopus, but I feel like that would be easier to just come across, and be able to tell what it is.
I do want to say something about the aid spell, which is what Gander used to heal.
Yeah.
It works on multiple people, so although you weren't, you didn't actually lose any health, but you, Gander, and of course Lashana's soul have been healed.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it was a real good session.
Yeah,
but
I do. I did really enjoy that. There were a lot of good moments that again, I am we have to make it somehow where Athena can at least try to redeem herself.
Yeah.
She's gone being a bitch to the emo phase where she's been a bitch and now she just kind of wants to be alone.
Yeah. I'm thinking...
So maybe soon with what's coming?
See, the thing is, this does somewhat mess with my ideas, but it does mean that I get to make new ones. Because originally I was going to say, okay, we get back to wherever, and either, A, well, Dacius breaks off for one reason or another, or B, starts going on a booze trip or whatever. But now, well, I'm gonna see how the next session plays out. Because, no shit.
Yeah, because we are...
Because I don't think either of those two would make sense. Only because now he's under, a time, or a supposed time crunch.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't make sense for him to break off for some reason.
Unless at some point, he thought it would be necessary to try and go back and get the dwarves, but that's a stretch. But we'll see how it goes.
Right, because
I'm not gonna work towards that. I'm not gonna try to make some reason for him to break off, but...
Yeah, because it does not really make sense.
Yeah, no.
But
with how things were going, I was like, I might not want to do it, but it would make sense, especially now. But, with the time crunch, because even though Dacius might be pretty sure, she'll get to the capital at some point. He's probably gonna be a bit trusting in Mariella that she'd be she'd understand circumstances are a bit more immediate.
Right. Well, so I think it's okay to just tell you this because it is fairly obvious and it will happen whenever it cuts back to our perspectives. But Mariella used a teleportation spell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's able to teleport at least, from their knowledge, seemingly anyway.
Yeah.
So, I do like how things are hectic.
Yeah.
But for understandable reasons that aren't necessary. That it's not because of the war that things are hectic. Not
Yeah.
really. They're hectic because, like, the other group thinks that Athena is going to either, like, change the war into a completely different one where it's everyone against her and she just murders everyone.
Or maybe she doesn't stop the war for one reason or another.
Yeah, or she doesn't stop the war, or it's not even a war against her, she just destroys everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the other group's worry at the moment. It's not that the war is going to happen, it's that Athena is going to take part in some way, and they do not want that.
Realistically, like, you know, our characters would normally be able to be like, yes, the war is going to happen, but war is a somewhat slow thing, like, we have time. But in this case,
right, and like,
there's another element.
In Gander's case, he'd pretty much, like, disregard it, because he'd be like, yeah, you know, war, it's going to happen, but we have more important things to worry about.
Yeah.
But now, it's their worry that Athena is going to start something.
Because, you know, if she starts something, she's going to probably want to try and finish it. And let's even assume, right, you know, and this is getting a lot more, you know, political and shit. Let's even assume that it isn't a complete one-sided slaughter. Like, the amount of, you know, just shit that would cause, maybe more wars would flare up. Maybe the civil unrest.
Right,
would,
because
you know,
especially if, like, example, if Athena for some reason tries to destroy the Elven Kingdom, or at least the Elvish side, if they recognize her as the princess from, like, the human kingdom, then, you know.
Yeah.
Then that'll start another war. Or if they find out that she is half elf, that could start another war.
Civil wars could spring up. Maybe, you know, the human or elf or whatever, Lulinta or the elf empire, maybe they have enemies, and the enemies see that fucking weakness, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, the elf empire, by the way, is called Florencia. Because that's what their first queen was called.
I'm still going to call it the Elf Empire just because I like the idea of using just basic names. Not even just for me personally, but, you know, I think whenever we're just talking about it, I'll call it Florencia, but, like, in game, I'll just refer to it as, like, you know, the fucking Elven Empire or whatever. Only because that's kind of what I think Dacius would do. He's not gonna.
I guess it's just because, like, you know, the elves wouldn't call it the Elven Empire.
Yeah.
They'd give it a name, and then traders would obviously pick up the name because they'd have to go there.
Yeah. So I might do that, because on the one hand, yeah, he was part of the big trading union, but on the other, he does, at least to me, come off as someone who wouldn't, you know, stress the finer details.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, that is a good point, and something I didn't completely forget, but it was one of those things that I was thinking wouldn't affect the story too much. That being said, it could crop up again, so I might actually utilize that a bit more.
That's an interesting way to look. But so, like, a lot of this stuff that, especially in this session that I have established, is going to be things built up in Season 2.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you know, we're not going to expand a lot of stuff because we just don't have the time. Whatever Nigel's connection to the Demon Dragon are, we don't know, and we aren't going to know until possibly season 2, maybe not even until
Yeah.
maybe not even until then. We don't know. Because I don't know. Like season 2 take up with the plot, and then Lashana's identity. Now with the whole like seeing all the people thing, it was brought up before. If you remember, Stylus did say when he was looking at her soul back in the Abyss that this soul has been through many bodies, but I've never seen it through a puppet.
That was one of those things where it's like I vaguely remembered something like that, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I'm not saying that I thought it was just going to be a one-off thing that was mentioned. I'm just saying it's like I didn't know if I remembered it correctly.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't expect you to, because there's things that literally happen in the sessions that afterward I don't remember. Or at least I don't clearly remember.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot of stuff. It's just all.
Oh yeah.
And I know by the time we actually get the chance to do season 2, I'm going to have to catch up on like what happened, at least in certain parts, because
previously.
Previously.
On
D&DZ.
One day, I would love to like fucking animate this shit or something.
Bro, this would be a great thing to animate. Like there's so many moments, there's so many like cool plot things that go on, and it would just be really cool to see it animated. And I think that would that would kind of give it attention, or if not like animate like while we're talking. There is one channel that I have subscribed to where she talks about her crazy D&D story, which is crazier than ours, believe it or not.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like how she does it is she recounts what happens in her session, but then like she'll also like speak for the characters, and those that's all animated.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I might do something like that, or if I really have to, for the audio, if I really fucking have to, I would take the archive videos and cut out the bits that I need.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest. How confident are you that you can even slightly recreate the female voices I've done?
0, pretty much. I've never practiced, believe it or not. I know it's hard to believe.
Oh, I mean, you don't just sit around trying to recreate girl voices. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. But here's something interesting, and I don't even truly know if I wanted to like implement it to where like it would involve us in some way. But for a video series I want to do, it's not even like it's not even like a fully like original video series. It'd be like a sort of spin-off series show. And what it was going to be was characters playing a D&D game. And I didn't know if in some way you guys would either want to somehow be a part of that, or like recreate it in a way. Like we could take the places of the characters like that go through that campaign. I don't know. I haven't really thought about them. It was just like I was like, it would be cool if we could if I could implement the others in it somehow.
I mean, yeah, that might be something pretty cool.
It's definitely going to be wackier than normal D&D because the show it's going to be for is already like wacky enough. The laws of the world are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I was going to have it where one of the characters in the normal show, she's a gun fanatic, and they were going to play D&D, and then the DM was going to be like, okay, so weapon do you want to have when you start off? And they'd be like, I want a gun. And she'll say, no, you can't have that. This is medieval times. There's no medieval guns? No. And then like it'll pretty much be a back and forth until she's like, oh, fine, you can have a medieval gun.
God.
It's literally just a gun. Like there's nothing medieval about it. So like that would be kind of the kind of how like it would be a lot wackier.
Yeah.
With a lot more crazy things and characters and stuff.
God. I remember there was one thing I did want to talk about because I was looking back at our previous campaigns and I remembered Deselect, and something I realized was, that was the most like the character that I played that was the most different from myself. And I remember thinking just one of these, and I think I'd save it for another Starfinder like normal hero campaign or whatever if it ever happened. But
yeah,
I wouldn't want to revive him, because I remember there was this other species that was a lot uglier and a lot more amorphous, and I just had this idea of just, well, I mean, basically just a fucking whore. I just like the idea of playing as a whore. Not anything big, just somebody, or I guess something that's just really fucking scary. Have zero charisma.
I mean that could be interesting. Because I don't even know if like our villain.
Yeah,
happen. It probably will. I want to do it. Everyone thinks it's cool, but considering how this D&D is, the fact that we probably most likely won't even be able to continue this until next summer.
Yeah, it's a pretty big fucking stretch.
Because Hunter, school is gonna start in a month. For me at least. And then for you guys, it's going to start a little less than a month after that. So like I'm trying to get season 1 done before any of us have to start school, and then we won't really be able to play it until we all like get a break, which won't be until like Christmas, and even then we're probably gonna go on trips and stuff, maybe,
Yeah, and if we did
everything that's going on in the world.
If we did that, then we'd have to figure, well, I guess you would have to figure out a plot line that could be started and wrapped up like in that amount of time.
Yeah, which that would be a really big stretch. So it would be a lot easier for me and a lot easier for everybody else if we waited until next summer, which would suck because again, not only do we have all big cliffhanger I'm planning to have.
It's gonna be a fucking Half-Life 2 style cliffhanger.
I mean, I haven't really played Half-Life, so I couldn't quite say if it's accurate to that, but it will definitely be like a huge cliffhanger where I know at least Audrey is going to just absolutely hate it because she knows we won't be able to continue to go off from that.
Yeah.
until a year later.
And that does really suck. I think what might be nice though is whenever we do get a break, if at least over Christmas break, if we can all, meet up at one point, just go over shit.
Yeah, we could do that. Or maybe even like definitely not a full campaign, but like what we could do if we all miss it that much is either in the same universe or just make a completely new thing altogether. We could just have a little mini campaign.
Yeah,
just a mini one, like maybe like 1 or 2 quests with some new characters. There you go. Just to have some fun with that.
But also, I did manage to get most of my the characters for my game. Well, most of my players' characters cleaned up. There's one who still hasn't gotten to his stats and shit, and I have to figure out the rest of what we need to set up, which I don't think is that much more. I think we need to. I'd have to check again, but we're pretty much done at this point. And I know I told you about this, but I did, have a test encounter, where they were in a fucking jungle.
Yeah.
And I decided to give them a choice to go left or right. I didn't tell them what it would do. One of them did check for traps, which did surprise me. That was nice to see. But
yeah.
Neither of the roads were trapped. They went down the left one, I was going to have them fight 2 giant centipedes. And if they went down the right one, I was going to have them fight a modified version of the diseased rat. And
here's my question. What if they didn't go down either path and wanted to go down the...
I mean, if they did that, I would have came up with something on the fly. I have tried to tell them, like, you don't have to just go off the options that I give you. And I've also told them, if you need, you pay attention to the environment, because there might be something you could use, or you might ask the question, I might have not thought about it, and then come up with something for you to use, or maybe it's just a boring ass fucking field. There are at least a million different ways to finish one simple encounter.
Yeah.
But anyways, they decided to go down the right path, so I had them fight I've wanted it to be, a much better fight than it was, because the whole idea is they found this rat lying on the ground, and its stomach was just, like, open. And inside it were all these fucking mushrooms and shit. This really big mushroom. One of them gets close to it, and, like, from just random parts of its body, these grayish tentacles just sort of erupt, and it stands up.
That definitely does sound like something you would make in a campaign.
Anyways, the rolls were not having it, but it's funny, the rolls weren't in anybody's favor. The fight was going nowhere.
Yeah, that's the one you told me was a slog.
So,
Okay, so here is one thing to help you about being a DM if you want to make fights more exciting. So players, of course, what they rolled, they know what they rolled. So you kind of have to go off of face value about that.
Yeah.
Monsters and other NPCs, on the other hand, you are the only one, or at least you should be the only one to know what they rolled for that. Now, if you're using like RP, I don't know what you're using. If you're using RP-Bot or whatever, then you can't really do that. So if that's what you're doing, I can't blame you, because I've used RP-Bot for monsters before, and you can't really hide what monsters roll doing it like that. But in real D&D, you'd have like a screen so that your players couldn't see what you rolled. So in that sense, if you see like a monster that you want to have seem at least somewhat threatening, you know, actually do damage. If they roll low, then say they roll high. Or, you know, not super high, but like if they don't get a crit, then, if it's super low and you want them to hit, don't say they got a critical attack, but you can at least say they attacked.
What I tried to do with this encounter that I think made it a bit more interesting is I tried to give it a variety of like different, a variety of different unconventional attacks, and also whenever they killed it, I did a thing where, a mushroom in the middle popped out and it tried to strangle one of the party members to death, which they immediately just stabbed it into the ground.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like just imagining you're like, all right, so there's gonna be, it's gonna pop out and it's gonna start strangling one. Then they gotta try to kill it, but without killing the other party member, and then they're just, oh look, more enemy, stab.
Yeah, and one thing I thought was interesting too, because one of the characters is playing as a sort of strange mix, or role playing as a sort of strange mix of a mercenary and a plague doctor. So he did pose an interesting he asked me is there any way to get rid of the fungus? Because I did also say that the rest of the forest, had that fungus, and that was something I was surprised to hear, but it fits.
Yeah.
Because it was just a small little thing, and he didn't roll that high. I forget what I had him roll for. I think it was wisdom or something. I just said fire would be effective against it, or his character thinks that fire would be effective against it, but none of them had anything for to use fire on it. They got rid of it anyways. But we did have a couple other encounters, and one of them was against a fucking skeleton warlock.
Yes, you told me about that one. I think that's the one you said was easier, a lot easier than what you wanted it to be.
No, it was a lot harder.
Oh, okay, that was the one that was a lot harder.
I was using the warlock spells, so because of course I was.
Oh.
So originally, and it's funny because that was one of the longer encounters, and I know I'm probably not supposed to do that, but it was
you're not
it was fun as hell. Because how it started out is they're walking through this courtyard. They come across a couple bandits, and they did the most violent version of not killing someone ever. They, there was this one big bandit and a couple of big, he's the leader. A couple other smaller ones. The leader walks up, and then the Warforged that was in the group just kicks the shit out of him. Absolutely fucking wipes the floor with him. The rogue that was in the group failed to literally do anything, but it didn't matter anyways. So we did some bullshit. The guy ran off. They continued down. They came across one hooded figure, but he just sort of stood there. And then there was another one behind them. They got attacked by the other one, and the first one left. And the last encounter that I had was they were going through some mine shaft. They came across a door. Just this wooden door that had a really old rusty lock. And instead of the rogue trying to lockpick it, one of the fighters in the group just decided to go at it with his fucking hammer. And he broke the lock and the door.
Nice.
Crit. And there's just some guy sitting at a desk at the end of this big room with all these doors. He stands up. He looks pissed. He does a thing. A constrictor snake comes out of one of the doors. This spiritual constrictor snake. And I'd like to think it was a pretty okay fight. wasn't necessarily difficult, but that's what that's what I was doing those test encounters for, because of course it's all up to the die, but there are some things that I can control to like make encounters, more or less difficult and more or less interesting.
Yeah, so don't try to use the actual spells that you make a creature.
Yeah,
because
I got that.
While that may have made the fight interesting,
yeah,
because there's a lot of ways you can make a creature have interesting and powerful attacks without resorting to using the already powerful attacks that are there that are meant to be super powerful.
Well, I did stick with just the basic warlock shit, because, I'm gonna be honest, that part, obviously I didn't think about that one as much as some of the others. And again, it was experimenting, so I did it. Whenever I thought about it more, I was kind of like, they're like level 1, right? Most of them only have, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 hit points, and this guy has an attack that can deal up to 10 damage.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that's why you don't.
But you know what? I know not to do it in the end, because one of the characters did almost die, but that was one of the more fun encounters we had. I'm not going to do it again, or at least if I ever do something similar to that, I'm not going to let them fucking use something that can literally just take like over 75% of someone's health in one go. It's not guaranteed. And the rolls were also really in this guy's fucking favor, because the rogue was going to try and pass one of the other characters a potion, rolls a fucking 1 and just drops it. And that would have helped, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that again.
Yes, do not. Do not. No. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Mistake. No, don't.
That's why I'm doing the test encounters to figure out what works, what doesn't, because I could ask people, but I think it's better if I figure out for myself, and I think it's better if I do that before we get into the campaign. It was also, so they can, fuck around with, the class a bit, and so I can see, well, we could gauge, we could get a pretty good idea of how much fun it was going to be, and it was pretty fucking fun. But so we're gonna hopefully start that here soon. My voice just cracked.
Yeah, I heard that. Cracked pretty bad.
That has not happened. That is like the first time I felt that in years, because I felt it.
Oh yeah, it happens to me on a rare occasion, but it so happens. And yeah, it's a weird thing to feel. Yeah.
But yeah, great session.
Yes.
I will ask, because I know, not everyone's going to be able to play at the same time, but what's the next time you'll be able to play?
Not tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
I guess any time that's not tomorrow this coming week, I would prefer to continue whenever Tessa gets back. But
yeah.
Since I don't know when she gets back, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I'm free as long as I know when everyone else is free. Usually, I don't have anything like strict planned, like that I need to do or that I can't move to another time.
Because
Most times I don't have anything planned, but
if Tessa's coming back on like Wednesday, then that'll be. If she's not coming back until later, I guess it really all depends back when we'll have the next session. If it's not too long, too far away, then we'll wait until she comes back.
yeah.
If it is kind of a ways away, then I think we can have one more, considering we are getting to the climax
Yeah.
of season 1.
And plus she's gonna have to catch up with us, because that didn't really occur to me. And you could probably say that, oh well, she's probably there, but
Yeah, I could do that, but like, I don't know. I'll debate.
I think it works either way, because if you say that she was there, then, well, I mean, yeah, we didn't go that far away from the hut, and Dacius came back towards them to do the thing. But at the same time, Ishtar's going to be coming back, so you could just do a thing where it's like, yeah, she can't really communicate with Ishtar, but he's probably going to have a pretty good idea of what they got to do.
Knowing Lashana, she's going to look at him and just tell him like take me to the others, and then there you go.
Either way, it works. I mean,
yeah.
With either thing, well, no, it just works. It's fine. So yeah.
Recently, and by recently I mean today, I had an interesting thought, and I don't think it would work as a full campaign. It might, I don't know. But if we ever did, like, for the winter, we did like a mini campaign, I think this would be an interesting way of doing a mini campaign. So, same type of world as, like, normal D&D, same type of stuff as I've had already. However, here's the big twist. The twist is that it's a video game, and the characters in it are our characters are players of the game.
Play of the game. I mean, yeah.
So I thought that could be an interesting idea, because then of course our characters would treat everything a lot different.
Yeah.
Because like, unlike this campaign where where like even the small creatures we've met, most of them, they have like their own sort of lives and stuff.
Yeah.
Like real creatures do. But in that campaign, they literally just be enemies. They'd be NPCs.
Yeah.
They'd just be enemies. That would have some like pretty interesting like character reactions, I think, to
you should make it where like it's fucking multiplayer or something, so instead of having other NPCs, it's like other players.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna have. It's like an MMO.
You have to read out their fucking usernames.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Balls Deep 69.
Yeah. I remember playing one game, and there were like 3 people that were just named Sans from Undertale.
You know what? I will have to have one character in that who is called Sans from Undertale.
But that would be pretty fun. I do have a couple character ideas. Probably wouldn't use it for that, but for one of these campaigns, for just a theoretical campaign, I was thinking, and I don't know what class I'd be, but I was thinking of being like a farmer or a miner type character.
That could be interesting.
Because I mean, most D&D games, it's like you play as like someone who's pretty well versed in like fighting or adventuring, or that's what they're looking at to do is adventure or find something, or do something big. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that. Well, because like, and it was in this one, because I'm still reading that book where it's the guy gets like sucked into his like D&D game, which by the way it's actually kind of interesting because like one thing that's really interesting, and they've been like, that's what these chapters have really been about, is the way he does magic, because like literally the way his character uses magic is he goes to a mental like world, and there's like a mental library that has all of his spells in it, and like he actually has to roll dice in his head to see how much it does, like how much damage it does.
That fucking sucks.
And but like he, and also the other drawback is like he has to write down spells like every day, like, or else he can't use them.
Yeah.
But like the thing that's interesting about it is, for some reason he's not even sure why, like his D&D character's way of using magic doesn't use any mana. So like, that's like the life energy of magic. And in this world, all magic users use mana. So, there's been multiple people who've been like, you have no mana. Like, you're saying you have all this powerful magic, but you have no mana. So, like, how, like, what the heck are you talking about? So, that's pretty interesting. Like, I thought.
I'll play as a fucking mining wizard.
Mining wizard. Oh, back to my actual point with bringing this up is that how he explained it in the book, and I guess it also carries over to actual D&D 2, is that a level 1 D&D character is on par with a soldier.
Yeah.
In terms of like strength and stuff. So that's mainly why like all D&D characters are like adventurers or trying to get revenge or something, or trying to do something great, because they are just like, they're as tough as a soldier. They have like training somewhat like a soldier does.
I'm
but
not
like that would be interesting. I am curious on how you would not only explain why this miner or farmer has the class that they do, vice versa, why this wizard or whatever the heck you decide to choose became a farmer or a miner, and then how those aspects of them come into play for the actual
I think it would require me to play a bit more unconventionally. Like, or, because like, I'd have to play normally. It's not like an option to not play the game the way it's meant to be played, but it's like, if I were to go for the miner, it's not like he's just, or at least it wouldn't be that realistic if he could just pick up a sword and a shield and be able to like just use it effectively.
Right. It's like how Dacius, he doesn't know how to use a sword.
Yeah. But what would make sense is that he would have, really high, stats and like strength. Maybe not dexterity, but definitely strength, because he's a fucking miner.
Yeah, strength and constitution definitely have to be as high.
And you'd probably have.
I'd say probably like the next one under that would probably be wisdom.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard to say between wisdom and intelligence, but I think it would more be wisdom, because like you'd have to know a lot about like the inner world, caves and stuff.
Yeah. So I think his class would probably be. God, I might even at least gameplay wise have him be more centered around like using equipment, like normal tools and shit as weapons.
Yeah. I mean
Maybe
that
things like explosives.
That would make sense. Yeah, and
For the farmer, that would almost seem like I'd be trying to play a fucking troll character or something. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I think it might. I could more easily justify the farmer story-wise because maybe he's just looking to get by.
I mean, honestly, I think the miner would make more sense story. Then you could say you could also have the same argument for the miner, but also he's looking for magical gemstones or whatever.
Yeah.
But with the farmer, it's like, yeah, you could say he's just trying to get by, but like going out and fighting bandits. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't come up with a reason.
Because originally,
I bet you can.
Originally, for like the miner, I was gonna be like, ooh, he could be a prospector, but then I was like, that's a bit too. I mean, of course, there's got to be someone who finds like minerals and shit, but I don't feel like you never hear like about prospectors or anything like that. So I'm sure they would, at least some form of them would have had to exist.
I mean, blacksmiths have to get their stuff some.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the people that go out and find, the minerals and all that sort of shit to have miners mine them. Or to, get them themselves. But it's like, And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, but that would be the best opportunity to try and use a Russian accent for no reason.
Listen, man, there are a lot of things just a Russian accent. And I don't think being a prospector is a prerequisite.
But,
we were literally thinking about giving Nigel Sunflower.
Yeah, Russian accents fit with everything. It's fine.
So here's an interesting thing to think of if you go with Spectre. Instead of trying to find minerals necessarily, because again, like I already brought it, like magic stones. Like, of course they exist. They're obviously going to exist because, like, there's magic crystals. But I think maybe in that universe, if we make it a different, that is, then it would be like magic stones are a lot more common. In fact, it also could be an interesting gameplay thing to have it be where you can't use magic without a magic. That could be an interesting way of like rebalancing magic. But like with the prospect idea, he wouldn't try to find minerals. He'd go around and try to find kinds of magic stones. And then of course, because it's a source of magic, there's probably monsters that buy it. After he would find it, he would like go to like an adventurers guild or something, or some other like form of authority, and tell them like, hey, there's some new magic crystals that I found in this cave, but there's also some dangerous monsters. I need some guys who can help take them out.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I was just trying to come up with some more, I guess not technically unconventional, because these ideas are more conventional. There's going to be more miners than there are going to be like, all these other sorts of things, but just
they're unique.
Yeah.
You're looking at ways characters that aren't just kind of defined by what their class.
Yeah.
Because sure, Dacius, he has a lot to him than him just being a warlock, but he's a warlock Like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what his life is centered around. He's a magic user that goes all around.
Yeah, and if he's thrown into a combat scenario, it's like, what does he do? He can either try and talk his way out of it, or try and be a warlock, and sometimes those happen to be the same thing.
Yeah, it's a change because how our characters now, I guess besides Athena, I think Athena is the only like real, she's the only real exception, but our characters now are mainly defined by their backstories.
Yeah.
It's their backstories and their class, not really like their job, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Again, Athena is the only exception because she is a princess and she does play the role of a spoiled, bratty princess very well.
Oh yeah. But you know.
Yeah, but that would be interesting. That would be interesting. We do have like a mini campaign of some sort. Try that out.
Man. Well, anyways, great talk. Great session.
Yes.
If like, so what are we gonna say? Like the latest we'll wait for Tessa's like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
All right. So
because I want to try to have this season 1 done by the beginning of August.
All right. Yeah.
That is my goal. Because I still have time, like a little bit after the beginning, but that's what I would prefer to have it done by then.
Yeah. Well, aim for the very beginning of August. So if you fall short, you have a little bit of wiggle room.
Yes.
So, and if it ends up ending early, well then, whoopee.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That just means well, I guess in Audrey's case, she'll have to wait even longer to play it again, which will suck for her, and I mean it will for you too, it will for everybody, because it'll be forever until we finally get to continue it. But that'll allow us to go back to doing other things.
Yeah. The last thing I would like to bring up is I think part of the reason that, you know, I've been very fucking erratic lately isn't just, you know, because of lack of sleep, or at least the lack of sleep is also tied to this, but it's like I've been at my mom's for, you know, what is today? Like a little over a week, and I'm going to stay here until next Friday. So I've very much been out of my element, and I think that's part of why I haven't been able to get much sleep. And I also literally, like, there are some days where even though I have my computer here, I don't play any games. Because, you know, all I have are these two wobbly, like, TV dinner table things to have my monitor and my keyboard and my mouse set up on, and I have a couch. I don't have any leg room, and it's just really fucking uncomfortable, so I can't really get into anything. So, you know, pretty much a lot of what I've been just looking forward to and shit, you know, has been Dungeons and Dragons, amongst a couple other things, but you know, I have just been fucking drained of all of my essence.
Yes, I have been able to tell.
And it's been interesting, to say the least. But anyways, it's almost 11.
Yep.
So I'll see you in the Shadow Realm.
Yes.
Last thing. I did... I'm excited for whenever I'm going to get more spells, because... And I'm not going to ask about any spells in particular, but I looked in a lot of different places, and the Warlock seems to have a lot of different spells related to going to other dimensions or sending people to other dimensions, or just...
I believe one of your next level spells does is like the dimensional step one where you can between dimensions.
Yeah,
I think.
but I know for sure. I decided that I'm not going to think too much about specific spells, but all these different places showing me all these different dimension-related spells. So it's going to be a fucking blast, even though I'm probably going to have to wait until, like, next season to use them.
Yeah, we are very close to you.
Yeah.
You and me are. Nigel, not so much. I think LaShawn is fairly close. So is Athena, I think. But
Yeah.
you and me are the close.
All right. Well, anyways, I don't have anything else to interrupt with.
All right. Well then, I will see you whenever.
All right. See ya.